Yo. I'm Hellhound. Welcome back to the horror metal channel. I'm having some technical difficulties, so my laptop, microphone, and camera webcam aren't working for some reason, so I'm trying to fix that. One second. Okay, I'm back. I had to send the invite to Erschen and HorrorFan88. I don't know what's going on with my laptop.
Hello.
Hey, man. Having some issues.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm using my phone right now. My laptop, my camera and mic aren't working for some reason, and there's no way I'm going to hold my phone for for 2.5 hours, you know.
You don't have one of those things that holds it up?
I need one desperately.
Yeah. I have one of those.
is here. How's it going, man?
It's cheap to find, you know.
Yeah.
You see him at You see him at like Marshalls and stuff.
Right.
What's up, man?
Welcome. How are you all today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Love seeing that collection there, that awesome collection.
Oh, yeah. Finally got the Halloween Kills poster up. Got a frame for it, so.
Oh, nice.
I wish I could film in front of my movie collection, but the live stream would be interrupted, most likely, so.
No.
What's up, James Moss?
Welcome.
James Moss. Yeah, how's it going, James?
Well, they got a lot of cool stuff to talk about today.
Absolutely.
There's a second Hellhound.
Yeah, that's my laptop. I'm trying to.
Your twin brother, your evil twin.
Yeah, that's right. That is the good twin. I get the microphone to work, but not the camera. That's where that annoying echo was coming from.
That sounds good from your phone.
Yeah.
Sounds like Christmas bells.
Yeah. Man, this is killing me.
I was having a lot of problems with the laptop for a while.
Yeah. I would have started this sooner and fixed it before it's time, but I was upstairs making a sandwich. I couldn't find the can opener and just, oh man, I was having a heck of a time lately.
You know what you know how it worked, so it works good now when I use it. You know what I did is I went through my stuff and deleted a lot of my downloads that took up a lot of memory.
Oh yeah.
And that seemed to work. It was clogged with a lot of crap that I didn't need, you know.
Well, I hardly have anything on my laptop, whatsoever. So.
I was just watching that show, how it's made or how the movies we love were made or something on Netflix. It's a
Oh
good
yeah.
show. It's a good show. There's a few horror movies on there like Halloween and I was just watching the Nightmare on Elm Street one. That was really good. And
I'll have to check.
Aliens.
There we go.
There's a weird echo though.
That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm on my laptop. I don't know what was going on, but all right. Well, now it's straightened out. All right, Daniel Sands in the chat. How's it going?
Hello.
All right, so those who are just joining us, hopefully, good thing we got that issue taken care of.
Uh-oh, he bought Howling 3.
Huh?
James Moss bought Howling 3, The Marsibles.
It's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. You gotta love the werewolf nuns.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant.
The Simpsons, what season are they on now? Like 21 or something?
I think like yeah. I think it's in the 30s now.
Wow.
Yeah, they probably should have ended that a long time ago. It's gotten very stale. It used to be one of the probably the best sitcom, animated or otherwise, back in the day. But
Yeah.
well, anyway, we've got a lot of topics to discuss today. So you guys want to jump right in?
Of course.
What should we start with? Should we count down our top 10 posters?
Oh, 10, huh?
Yeah.
I brought
All
5.
right, I guess I can do that.
You got 5?
Yeah, I got 5 with me right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. Go ahead, horror fan.
So I guess the first one for me would just be a classic poster, The Howling.
Ooh, nice.
I love
it.
this poster. I know there's a variation of this one where you see the wolf coming through, but I just think the screaming mouth is just more creepier.
Yeah.
And just looks cooler. And I definitely think this is the best poster of this long-running franchise. So The Howling would be one for me.
Nice.
Cool.
Well, my number 1 would be the original Elm Street. I think this thing is amazing. I love it. I just absolutely love that.
It's an awesome poster.
Yeah. Classic. Very iconic. Did you say that was your number 1?
Yeah. Oh, we're supposed to start from the worst to the.
How many do you have, Sean?
I have quite a few. Right here next to me, I have about 8. I think. Right, I could just get up and get a few more.
All mine are on my walls, so we'll just.
Yeah, I could just name a few, and you'd automatically know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah. There's some you just know immediately.
Yep.
All right, so I don't know. I'm not sure what order to go in, but I had a list here. But I guess in no real order, the only one I actually pulled off my shelf is Return of the Living Dead Part 2.
Nice.
Love this artwork.
Yeah, it is a cool one.
Always love this poster. I was very happy when this first came on the DVD. I think I saw it in a magazine or something, maybe Fangoria. Also, I was getting rid of DVD release. I was like, oh, nice. I had it on VHS, but wanted to upgrade. Just waiting for this. 1 and 3 were both on DVD at that point, but took a little longer for this one to come out. So, but yeah, very cool poster. Always loved it. I think it's by the same artist who did the Fright Night poster for the original movie.
I was gonna say, it is similar, isn't it?
It is similar, yeah, like the clouds, like the evil face in the clouds.
Yeah.
A similar concept. If I'm not mistaken, I think it is the same artist.
Yeah. I remember being quite confused because I had that DVD for so long and I had gotten used to it that when I got the Spring Factory Blu-ray, at the end of the movie, I was waiting for that song "Flesh to Flesh," and it wasn't on that version. I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah, yeah. The music is the soundtrack on the first movie and the second movie are different on the VHS and DVD release. It's really weird. Yeah, "Flesh to Flesh" is an awesome song. Flesh to flesh and bite to bite. So 80s.
Oh yeah. But next up for me, speaking of it, is the original Return of the Living Dead.
Nice.
This has always been one of my favorites. I just love the zombies just standing there. I've had this DVD for so long that it's just stuck with me. So I guess that's why I love it so much. And it helps that it is in my top 5 movies. It's just so much fun.
Oh yeah.
No doubt about it.
Blast.
10 more paramedics.
And you gotta love all the characters in the movie. Clu Gallagher is amazing. You opened it, you stupid moron. What have I told you, Frank? So good.
Yeah, him and James.
All those guys together are just hilarious.
Yeah, they're great. Awesome cast.
Oh yeah. A lot of good stuff in that movie.
I worship that movie. I'll be here all day if I list all my favorite things about it.
And you just met Linnea Quigley recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was really, really cool. I hung out with her for like an hour.
It's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I've always wondered what the average person would think if they were just walking down the street at night. They look in the graveyard, see a nude woman dancing on a tombstone with people with road.
Coming through the fog. Like, I love the way like that scene said, like she comes through the fog. And...
Yeah.
Yeah, cool stuff.
So what is your next one, Sean?
Another classic. Dawn of the Dead.
There you go.
Pretty simple too, but it's like the color on it I love, and the that one zombie in the movie.
Was that autographed? Looks like I saw an autograph.
Yeah, Tom Savini.
Nice.
Cool. Very cool.
Few of those were like the Elm Street one was autographed by Heather Langenkamp.
Nice.
Was it Alien Resurrection? You watched that? I have fun with that movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it great? No, but
I think it's a little more entertaining than Alien 3.
Right.
Yeah, that's what's so fun. Sometimes even the worst movies could be a good guilty pleasure for someone who doesn't take it.
That's a good way to...
Exactly.
Like, for me, I know it is so hated, but I have a good time with Freddy's Dead. I hate that movie, but it's so stupid that I could just be like...
Yeah, you can certainly laugh at it.
Yeah, oh yeah, I can really laugh at it.
You're watching Looney Tunes with Freddy.
I know. Might as well be.
Yeah.
Where's that music coming from?
Oh, sorry, that's my clock there.
Oh, cool.
We're all ready for Christmas. My wife loves Christmas. She wants to like get Halloween over with. Let's get to Christmas.
I didn't want Halloween to end.
I know.
I'm ready for Thanksgiving though.
Yep. Yeah, I think this year I'll actually be reviewing Blood Rage Thanksgiving slasher.
I probably will too.
Love that movie.
Absolutely.
I've talked about it before a little bit, but I've never given it its own individual video.
Oh, you haven't reviewed that one yet?
Mm-mm. Solid Bryn is in the chat. How's it going?
Welcome.
Insult to the previous movie. Yeah.
And nothing after the first two Alien movies is really too great. Nothing even comes close to the first two. The first two are masterpieces.
Not even close. Miles away.
Huge drop in quality after the first two. Necessary distractions here. How's it going, Amber? I know her in real life. She's one of my friends that lives in the same town as me. We get together and watch scary movies together all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. And I was in a band with her son's father years ago. I was trying to get him to join my current band, but he's too busy.
So how's that going?
Very well. We just got a new drummer, and he's insane. He's just sick behind the drum kit. He's a perfect fit.
Nice.
And yeah, her ex was a great vocalist, and I would love for him to sing for my band, but he works way too much, which I understand, but oh well. Anyway, all right, who's next for the
you?
That would be you.
Me? Okay. So my next one's gonna be Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2.
No shit. Love it. Yeah, I love that.
I guess I could have pulled out the VHS and the Blu-ray, which have that same cover, but
Yeah,
that's okay.
Good old
That's why I
breakfast.
get the actual poster.
Right.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, you do, Amber. Definitely.
Well, I
You need a
guess
singer, though.
next one. Next one for me would probably be the classic Texas Chainsaw Massacre poster. Who will survive and what will be left of them?
Yeah.
Just an eerie looking poster. There you go, right there.
Yeah, right.
Love that poster so much.
That is classic.
America's most bizarre and brutal crimes.
Yep.
That's a great tagline of the who will survive and what will be left of them.
Oh yeah.
That is cool. And Rob Zombie used that in one of his songs, or one of White Zombie's songs, actually.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
James
such
Walt
a,
got a bunch of comic books. Alpha Flight. I've got a bunch of Alpha Flight and Quasar comics. Coneheads. I didn't know that was a comic.
I like the Alpha Flight.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of those. Amber just watched TCM2 the other day. Saw it on Hulu.
Awesome.
Very fun movie.
You know,
dude.
they're finally coming out with the soundtrack. Did you see that?
Yeah? Cool.
On record.
It's got a great one, too. No One Lives Forever by Oyo Boingo. And yeah.
Do, chain, do.
Love that song.
I've got a cassette tape of that Dead Man's Party
Oh yeah.
album.
The opening score is awesome too. The
Yep. Yep. And I
Horror
find
Man 82 is in the chat. How's it going, Horror Man 82?
Welcome.
Yeah, I find myself quoting Chop a lot. Just Bubba's got a girlfriend.
Bubba's got a girlfriend. Burner like a rat. So many quotable lines. Me and my buddy who's
So many.
staying with me, we quote Shop Top all the time.
Yeah. Anytime you see an exit sign, lick my plate, you dog.
Yeah. Me and my buddy always drive around like
my
yelling at
life.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many great lines. Anytime you see an exit sign, EXI.
Yeah. Good night.
Time for incoming mail.
Now flashback.
Now flashback.
You have to buy me a new plate cover. You gotta buy me a new plate cover, leather face.
Oh yeah, and you can't
You
forget.
hedgehog.
Look what you did to my Sonny Bono wig, dude.
It's the DJ, my fave.
Oh, that
Was that
movie's
the
so
Rambo 3 soundtrack?
Oh,
Horrorman 82 says, nice background, Horror Fan 88.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, like I said, I would film in front of my movie collection, but distractions.
You should
People
see,
upstairs
you know, Last Venom 76.
Mm-hmm.
He did all these videos. He's like, shelf number 23. I'm like, 23? Shelf number 23?
Dang. Impressive.
Damn.
Indeed.
But let's see. My next one. Welcome to Fright Night. For real.
For real.
Such a classic poster for such a classic movie.
Mhm.
Love it.
This is another movie I will quote for hours. His dinner's in the oven.
Oh, you're so cool, Brewster.
The master will kill you for this.
Yeah.
Oh, Evil Ed. So good.
But slowly, oh so slowly.
Yep. And Peter Vincent, the good old Peter Vincent. Roddy McDowell, so awesome in this movie.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he is.
I really do like how they
Miss that
didn't
guy.
make him so heroic. He was kind of that scared coward and grew as the movie went on.
Yeah.
And Chris Sarandon, you can't forget back, spawn of Satan. Oh, so cool.
You have to have faith for that to work on me, Mr. Vincent. Shouldn't lose your temper, Charlie. It isn't polite. Horrorman 82 says, I hope you had an awesome Halloween, Sean Erschen.
Thank you. I did.
I know I sure did.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know Horror Fan 88 loves that one. Part 2.
Oh yeah.
I've got Friday Night 2 on...
Came out in 1988.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I've got Friday Night 2 on DVD, James Moss. It was released for a very limited time, and I was one of the few that bought it when it was available in stores for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I kind of miss those times because, you know, like I said, me growing up a young horror fan, finding out that there was a sequel to a movie you love was like such a big thing. You know, you're like, there's a Fright Night 2. So it was fun.
I rented that from the video store a lifetime ago.
Did that ever come out in the movies, or was it like a real small release?
I believe so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's theatrical.
I remember never hearing about it, like when it
Me
came
neither.
out. Or anything.
I watched the documentary, the You're So Cool, Brewster, Story of Fright Night.
Yeah.
There was a horrible like backstory or something with a murder, and which caused the movie to be in like 2 theaters or something.
Well, there was supposed to be a part 3, but then there's a horrible tragic murder, and then that messed it up. But that talk about having a limited release. That You're So Cool Brewster Blu-ray, I looked everywhere for it. Now it's like not even available anymore. And I even talked to the guys who made it, and they said that it had nothing to do with the distribution of it and stuff. And I was like, man, that's a bummer. It's a drag. So I would love to own that.
I heard that was good.
Yeah, it is really good. I've watched it. Mike Pope is in the chat. How's it going, Mike?
Welcome.
What's up? So, my next one would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. But
good
this
choice.
is the Scream Factory version, though.
That's a good cover as well.
Yeah.
I'm the Lord of the Harvest.
Yeah.
You could literally quote that movie all night.
Yeah, definitely.
Really burned my hands on that one.
Bring it all down. Bury the devils.
He spent so much of that movie chainsawing random structure.
Pretty much.
I will say I love the chainsaw fight though. A good chainsaw fight is always good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A great gore scene there too, when he goes right through Leatherface's gut. You know,
Yeah.
and it's still rolling on the other side.
Saul's Drayton right in the ass.
Yeah.
And
Another good chainsaw duel was in Motel Hell.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Creep shows.
Like Pope says he's watching He-Man. Excellent choice.
He-Man.
I have the power. Is it my turn?
Yep.
All right. My next favorite poster is going to be no other than Reanimator.
Yes.
Excellent choice.
Oh, yeah. Herbert West has a good head on his shoulders. Another one, a dish on his desk. The great Jeffrey Combs.
That is one of my most watched movies ever. I never get tired of reading it.
No, never. How could you?
It's one of the only movies where you can actually see a head giving head.
Yep.
Okay, you're wrong with that. Trash Stash is in the chat. How's it going, Trash Stash?
What's up? What's up, Danny?
Pretty solid, Bryn.
Huge slasher movie fan. The 1987 movie, yeah. Masters of the Universe. Dolph Lundgren.
When I first saw that, I was like, who the hell are Sorod and Blade and all these new characters? Where the hell's Merman and Trapjaw and all them? I don't even think Cringer was in it. Was Battlecat even in it? I don't think so. Maybe.
Yeah, no, hey, you're not going to have him in it. He couldn't handle, they didn't know what to do to make him, probably.
Yeah. Same with Orko. They had to replace him with Gwildor, who was just a generic elf-looking creature.
It's too low budget.
Yeah.
Wonder why they should do one now, you know? Like, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Been talking about it for years, but who knows? It'll happen eventually.
You could show all of the characters now, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Classic characters.
Yep.
Just do CGI and a lot of it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Probably do a better job with Skeletor's.
Yeah.
So I thought it looked kind of cool in the 87 movie.
Let's see. My next poster choice would be for the wonderful, the bloody, the gory, The Evil Dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's a classic poster
I
there.
love, even though Evil Dead 2 is my favorite, I think that poster is cool, but it's just a skull with eyes.
Yeah.
This just, yeah. I
The
need to get
first
a
movie's poster is way cooler, I think.
Oh yeah, you could have this one or this one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the original, it just looks so mean and
Yeah,
Love it.
that screams horror movie.
I've got that Evil Dead poster.
Yeah, that's cool too.
that comes in this set too. That
Oh,
Oh
cool.
yeah.
I think the Evil Dead franchise has some of the coolest artwork out there. Like all of it is awesome.
Yeah, like the
Popcorn,
Army of
that's a cool one,
Darkness
too,
is
the trash
cool
bag.
too.
Yeah.
Say, bam, yeah, a couple of the same ones.
Such a good movie.
Love it.
I'm sure I'll have one that will stump you guys. I'm sure. I hope. Silent Night, Deadly Night. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Love
That's-
Reanimated.
Yeah. The Silent Night, Deadly Night is pretty subtle, like simple. Like it's just the guy's hand coming out of the chimney with the
Mm-hmm.
axe.
And now
What
where's
are you
our
eating?
sponsor? Huh? What?
Puffies. What are you eating? Puffies.
Souls. Yeah, cheese puppies made with real cheese. These things are banging. So much
Cheese
better
it
than
poops.
Cheetos. So much better than Cheetos. I like the tagline. If you've made it through Halloween, now try to survive Christmas.
Yeah.
That's cool. On Sound Night Deadly Night.
Yeah, I'm very excited to watch Silent Night, Deadly Night this year. Even Silent Night, Deadly
I
Night
watched
2,
it for Christmas.
my favorite, so bad that it's good movie.
Yeah.
That movie is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But Silent Night, Deadly Night 3 is the real bad one.
But
Ooh,
that,
terrible.
yeah, that was like, what
Terrible.
the hell am I watching when I
That was
watch
a
it?
waste of Bill Moseley. How are we gonna have Bill Moseley in a movie and use him that way? That is blasphemy.
I know, right?
Yeah, and it wasn't. I haven't seen it in so long, but wasn't there an ending scene where Bill Moseley actually stands there in a tux and wishes you a Merry Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's got that thing with the brain, his
Exposed
brain.
brain. What the hell was that? He wasn't even shot in the head at the end of part 2. That was dumb. He didn't even dress up in a Santa suit.
I thought he was shot at the end. Didn't he get blasted through the window or something?
At the end of part 2?
Yeah.
No, he was
I
shot,
think
but
that's
not in the head.
Oh, not in the head.
He
Okay.
was shot in the chest. Maybe it happened after the movie ended. I don't know, but still, that's stupid. Why does brain need to be exposed? That was, and yeah, he said "Happy New Year." It's like something there. I think they're singing there, "Wish you a Merry Christmas," and he says, "And a Happy New Year."
But two's fun to watch. It's because it's so campy. You know.
Yeah, I think that's the ultimate guilty pleasure right there.
yeah. The old theater scene in the movie was the first scene that really made me laugh because he's like, "What is this movie about? Oh, it's great!
Yeah.
It's about a guy who dresses up like Santa and kills people." What?
It shows even more clips from the first movie, as if there wasn't enough of that already.
That's half the movie.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, whose turn is it?
Yours, I think.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
My next one. Speaking of Evil Dead,
Army of Darkness.
Love that poster.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
trapped in
very cool.
time, surrounded by evil, low on gas. It's really epic artwork.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably my favorite poster of the series.
It represents the movie well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't like dead serious, you know.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's got the man himself, Bruce the Man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Groovy.
Solid Bren loves that one.
Same here.
There's just so many, it's hard to choose.
Yeah, lots of good ones. Hard to narrow it down. I like all of the new artwork done by Scream Factory too.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why I like the Texas Chainsaw one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Also have the, let's see, it's the, well, I'll wait for Jay's.
So, my next one is, of course, my favorite, Halloween. I mean, it's just simple, to the point.
Yeah.
It's just so good. A pumpkin. Did you ever hear that theory that you could see a face screaming in the hand?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I knew
You
about
can.
that.
I mean,
You can?
Yeah.
I can, can't you?
In the hand?
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
how well people can
In the
see that.
knuckles.
There you go.
See, there's his nose, the mouth.
Oh yeah,
eyes.
look at that. I never noticed that before. Oh my gosh, how about that? Learn something new every day. Yeah, wow. That's cool.
I don't know if they planned it that way. But,
Yeah, and then of course the knife, the handle is like the turning into the pumpkin stem, and then the hand itself is kind of like part of the pumpkin almost.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very artistic. Yeah, it just gets cooler and cooler the longer you look at it. It's just so straightforward and to the point. It's very basic and simplistic. It's not as epic as some of these other posters, but it's just awesome because it's just a perfect representation of the movie.
Yeah. No doubt. So this Scream Factory one that I liked a lot.
Wonderful.
You can't.
I've got that Blu-ray. Who signed that? Felissa Rose?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Mm.
That's awesome.
Says, meet me at the waterfront after the social.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
I was so lucky that I got to see that movie before ever finding out what the ending was.
Same here, yeah. It hadn't been spoiled for me when I saw it. Yeah. That ending, I was like, what the hell? Damn. I think that's still the most shocking horror movie ending ever.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming. Oh, Phil's creepy videos in the chat. How's it going, Phil?
So,
Good to see you. Thanks for coming by.
I'm sure he has quite a collection.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. He's got one of the coolest collections I've ever seen.
Did you see that thing he got for the Halloween 4Ks? He got a special custom made box just for the Halloween 4Ks.
Oh, really?
Like, wow, that's badass.
Cool.
I like that.
Huh, I haven't seen that yet.
So what's your next one, Hellhound?
Um, I'll go with Halloween as well. I'll second that.
Nice.
And yeah, I can definitely see the screaming face now. Yeah, nobody's ever pointed that out to me before, so I didn't even know to look for it. Huh, that's pretty
It's
cool.
pretty cool, yeah.
I guess that was intentional, right? I don't know. Had to have been, right?
It could be.
I don't know. That's pretty cool though. Oh yeah, Halloween. Yeah, like I said, it's just very straightforward and to the point, and not overly complicated. But that's kind of what I like about it. It's very simplistic. Less is more, just like the movie itself.
Just like the movie, yeah.
Yeah. It's a very good representation of the film itself.
Well, I guess my next one will also be the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nice.
I just love that. It's very cool artwork. I think, I got that original box set that comes with all the old artwork on it, and those were just so cool.
Yeah.
But that original one with just the claw above her, so iconic, so awesome.
Oh yeah.
And I believe that they used the claw on the cover for the design of New Nightmare's glove, kind of that bone look.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
But look, Nightmare on Elm Street is my second favorite franchise, just because I love Freddy. But there's something, when you get evil Freddy, you just kind of appreciate it, because we've had so much funny Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
It's always good to see Freddy just being evil and maniacal.
Yes. Very
Just love
scary
it.
in the first movie.
Absolutely. So here's mine that you probably wouldn't expect. Halloween 5.
There's a cool poster.
I love this poster. I just think it's so cool.
Jamie dressed in her
Jamie
costume.
and the
Gets
Michael
in the
lives,
last-
and this time they're ready.
Yeah.
Obviously, of course, doesn't look like the mask in the movie, but
If only.
I just think it's cool.
Yeah, it is a cool poster. I always like that.
Yeah, I think 4 and 5 are a great double feature, much like 1 and 2. You just watch 4. and then
Yeah,
5.
Yeah.
I agree.
Drum Smash 88 says, Evil Freddy is my favorite. Kevin Yeager era.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Yeager was a legend. How's it going, Drum Smash? Good to see you in the chat.
What's up,
Well-
Jump Smash?
Yeah, and I think that actually my favorite look of Freddy is in part 2, kind of the more witch look
Mine
with the
too.
red eyes.
I love the way
yeah,
he
yeah.
parts, That's why I got the action figure from that movie. More on that later.
Yeah.
All right, whose turn is it?
You again.
Yeah,
Me
you.
again? I will also go with Nightmare on Elm Street.
Love it.
Oh yeah, very iconic.
All right, all three.
Very memorable. Classic. Yep. I figured all three of us would pick that one. And
Yeah,
rightfully so, because it is an awesome poster.
it is awesome.
If Nancy doesn't wake up screaming, she won't wake up at all.
A great line.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I still hold that Nancy is possibly my favorite final girl. The way she just fights back is so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was definitely a worthy opponent against Freddy himself.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Let's see. I think my next one would be the classic Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love that one.
The original film. Now, I love the Friday the 13th film's artwork, but the original is just cool with the silhouette and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I choose that one. I love you can see the characters inside of the silhouette, but the original.
Very slasher.
Funny enough, the original, jumped way up on my list because I rewatched it for a video I did. I think favorite movies to watch in October, and I'm just like, wow, it wasn't even in my top 5. It was like 6 or 7. It jumped right into my top 5. It was a great slasher.
It's a great movie. I don't know why people don't appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Just hung up on Jason. That's pretty what it is, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's the scariest, most suspenseful, and it's a whodunit too. So, it makes it a little more interesting. It has some of the best kills of the whole series too.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got Tom Savini doing the gore effects.
I love Kevin Bacon's kill in that movie because but I think my favorite kill of that movie would have to be the axe in the face.
Yes,
it's gnarly.
That would be mine. Yeah,
Marcy's death. Yeah, I always like that. Always stuck out to me. Yeah,
a great build up to that scene. It was creepy. When you see the hand pulling.
Yeah, you see the shadow
back.
On the wall.
It's creepy.
Yeah, and you could say that the original film is also the most atmospheric of them all.
Definitely.
Like it has that good atmosphere.
Has the best scenery, too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Probably the scariest, too.
Oh, yeah.
I think so. Most definitely.
I think I would agree with a lot of people that Pamela might actually be scarier than Jason.
In a lot of ways, yeah.
Field.
It's one of my favorite horror performances, I think.
Mine too, yeah.
I just love her performance in it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like this lady's nuts.
Yeah, you're right, Amber. Yeah, she was talking about how the effect was done. They had to glue the axe to Marcy's face.
And one last thing, you can't forget one of the best jump scares in horror with Jason just
yeah.
Amazing.
Great scene. Great ending. That should have been. It should have ended right there after he pulls her into the water. It should have
I know.
Instead of having her wake up in the hospital, that should have been where it ended.
That would have been perfect.
Yeah, that was great. Trash Dash. I like Zombie Pam in part 3. Yeah. Yeah, with her head reattached somehow. I don't know what that was.
What else you got? You got any more?
I guess the Child's Play 2 poster with the Jack in the Box and him cutting.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Sorry, Jack. Chucky's back. I've been watching the Chucky series, by the way. It's pretty good, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
I'm digging it so far, yeah.
I think that the doll is the best that it's looked in a while. Yeah. The doll on the TV show.
Yeah, but it's weird because he looks like he's in inanimate doll mode all the time, even when he's talking. Yeah. He doesn't come to life, but it works, But anyway, my next one's also going to be Friday 13th.
Nice.
And I really like the poster for part 8 too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Honorable mention. Yeah, it's a great art. The silhouette of the killer holding the knife, and then you see the whole camp inside of it, and the counselors and stuff, and the full moon and the woods. That's really cool. And the cabin. Yeah. The poster for part 2 is boring. Just the empty silhouette with the title in it. It was so much better with the Jason coming out of the lake and grabbing the girl in that. They had that on the NECA figure, the box that came in. So it should have been on every.
Yeah, they probably should have made that the cover instead.
Yeah, it was a way better cover. Just the empty silhouette. It's dull.
Yeah, I remember those old Paramount DVDs. The first 4 had the great classic poster arts, and then they did their own version. It was boring looking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted part 6 to have the gravestone that says Jason lives, but instead it's just laying on the ground.
Luckily, the Blu-ray does. That comes in that box set that Scream Factory did recently. They improved on that crappy DVD The DVD art for parts 5, 6, 7, and 8 suck on the
Yeah,
so
pretty
much
bad.
where I replaced them with the original VHS covers. I Xeroxed my own versions and put DVD on the sides because I hated the covers that much. The original VHS covers were way better, and I'm glad they did the right thing on the Blu-rays.
Yeah. Probably the last one will be Dracula.
Good
Yes.
choice. Excellent choice.
Love that film. Just watched it again the other day. This is one that I keep going to.
I never get
Nice.
tired of that one. One of my favorite vampire movies of all time.
Oh yeah. I could watch it every day.
Yeah. You guys have any more?
I guess I'll go with the original Halloween 2 poster with the pumpkin.
Yeah.
Once again, it's simple, but it's effective, much like the first one.
Yeah,
love
very
it.
cool.
Really
Love
wicked looking jack-o'-lantern.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my top 3, I think, are going to have to be Creep Show. I just love that. Like a ticket booth at a movie theater with the creep, the
Nice.
skeletal host taking a mission, and also Fright Night, of course. And then way over there is Return of the Living Dead.
Nice, love it.
Excellent.
Oh yeah. Yep, those are all my favorite posters.
I'm sure when we get to the action figures, you guys are going to destroy me because I got like 6 of them right here, and you guys have much more variety than I do. But it's going to be fun to show them.
Well, I only took out 5 though.
No, I got
I
5.
guess I could go grab a couple, I guess.
I don't think I'm going to take mine out because they're really hard to stand up, and they always fall down in the middle of the night and wake me up when I'm trying to sleep.
Oh.
So it's really hard to set them up to where they won't fall. And I finally got that done. So I'll move a little closer.
I just kept mine in the box. I'll just
Yeah, that probably would have made it easier, but I like to take them out and put them on display and pose them and stuff. Look at them, look at all the accessories. I kept a few of them in the box. It's probably the right thing to do, really, when you're a collector. But I don't know. I was just too tempted to take them out.
I've taken them out, but then I put them back in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I kind of have a display for them on my table over here to put them with their stuff.
Right on.
I was thinking of getting. They have at this comic store. They have like stands for them and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like I need to get that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Chucky figure, yeah.
But if you would like to go ahead and do the action figures, we can go ahead and start that.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess the one I'll start off with is the Halloween 2, 1981.
Ooh, yeah.
So I know you could also give him the L-Rod knife, but I went with the scalpel because that's the one that he had most in the movie. Love the detail. And of course, the classic pumpkin that opens up and you can see the skull.
Yeah, that's cool.
So good old Halloween 2. This was the first NECA figure I bought. So
It's a good one to start with.
oh yeah.
Of course,
Yeah,
on my head, I gave him the bleeding eyes
Oh,
head.
Yeah.
And the Ben Tramer mask. 'Cause of the Ben Tramer with the yellow hair.
Yeah. That looks like Michael himself wore that at the end of that one brief scene in Halloween 4.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was Ben Tramer
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
his
that's
Came
it's gotta
back.
be right.
Yeah, I think that's obvious. It's got to be.
Halloween 4: The Revenge of Ben Tramer.
It's
Exactly. That's
so
why he threw
weird
Loomis against
that
the
they put
glass.
that
It's
in
his
there.
fault that he got hit by the car. He's getting his vengeance.
I wonder if they purposely did that.
Yeah, perhaps.
So mine's gonna be the ghost face.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
I just got that recently.
Signed by Skeet Ulrich.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
What you got, man?
Guess I'll go with so we're just gonna do 5 or
Yeah, 5.
I guess I could get more, but I have to
let's
go
go
get
with
him. Get up and get him.
yeah. Let's go with Ash.
Ooh, yeah.
That too.
Nice.
Yeah, it comes with a little plastic Necronomicon Book of the Dead accessory, and then I got the one that also comes with a Deadite Ed, the blonde-haired guy, and then it even comes with the face that breaks in half after he hits it with the axe. And it comes, I think it comes with a deer head and a few other stuff. And there's this boomstick.
Boomstick.
Groovy. Oh yeah, it's my favorite horror protagonist right here.
Oh yes,
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. This is a very cool figure, very detailed. Love
it. Funny enough, my next one is actually the Toonie Terrors Ash.
Toonie Terrors.
Oh, cool! I've got that too.
I noticed the outfit looks a little more like Ash versus Evil Dead. That kind of look.
Yeah.
But boomstick, bloody chainsaw. These are pretty cool. You know, I like these Toonie Terror figures.
Mine doesn't have the blood on it. My Toonie
this
Terror Ash. I don't think it has the blood on it.
Those are fun.
There's 2
Yeah.
different versions of them.
Yeah. Yo, she bitch. Let's go.
Next one would be one I just got recently. A lot of people talking about this one.
I want that one very bad.
I've been waiting a long time for that to come out.
It's badass, right?
Love it.
Yeah. I'm not even a huge fan of 7, but I love this figure.
That's my favorite look Jason's ever had.
I like
he
the
looks
look
awesome.
of Jason,
All exposed bones and stuff. And his face, the rotting zombie, that looks really kick-ass.
Yeah.
This is by far my favorite looking Jason of the whole series.
Yeah, and it was it was so cool to just then be followed up in part 8 where he's looking like a Muppet.
Yeah, I know. That was disappointing.
Always soaked in water, like slimy and soaked in water.
Yeah, that was
toxic waste.
bad.
Yeah.
And I know, you know, we all call him Zombie Jason, but when he gets hit with the toxic waste, he literally turns into a zombie. He's like hitting walls and like,
yeah.
Yeah. I imagine they'll come out with that one next, probably.
Yeah. Hopefully. Hopefully we'll do a Jason Goes to Hell one after that. That'd be a cool figure to have. He had a cool looking
head.
Yeah. And the mask is like almost like part of his face. His face is like his head's like grown around the mask.
Yeah, I bet as an accessory they would put the little demon Jason running around.
Yeah, there you go. For the heart. Is it my turn or?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go with this Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. Freddy
Excellent.
Krueger
Yeah.
figure. Yeah, that's my favorite look for Freddy.
Awesome.
I know they have one for part 1 and part 3 as well, but I'm not gonna get all the Freddys like I do with the Jasons because I feel like his look hasn't changed quite as much as like
That's
Jason
true.
did. So I'll just have one Freddy.
That's the best look right there.
Yeah, and it comes with those 2 dogs that are outside of his boiler room from the dream sequence at the end, or as the accessories and a few other things. There's like a flame and stuff. I probably should have brought all the boxes in here for this video, but I already had enough to carry. So,
Great choice.
yep, very cool figure. Nick always does a great job, of course, and this one's no exception. Very happy to have it in my collection. Good old Freddy.
I don't know why I got a few of these Toonie Terrors. I guess they were on sale at the time, and I was like, oh, hell, why not? So my next one would be Jason Voorhees of the Toonie Terrors. Unfortunately, this came with a machete, and then it broke. So he's just standing there looking like he's holding a coffee mug.
I don't feel bad. My Freddy Toonie Terror, one of the blades off the glove with the knife fingers broke off.
This looks like a part 3 just because of how clean the shirt and pants are.
Yeah, looks like part 3. Yeah,
but this one's fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only Toonie Terrors I have are Jason, Freddy, Leatherface, Michael Myers, and Ash. I don't have that Chucky and Tiffany one or the Herbert West one yet.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I'll buy any more of those because I don't have anywhere to put them. Right now they're in my closet because I ran out of room.
I would love to get a Herbert West one.
Hell yeah.
hey, there is a real nice one too. I'm sure you have it, Hellhound, don't you? So my next one is Elm Street too.
Good choice.
Is the dogs you're talking about?
Yeah, there they are. Doesn't it come with the exposed brain? Head, I think.
Yeah, I think that's on one of the alternate heads.
Yeah, the brain is yeah. You've got the body, I've got the brains. You're all my children now.
Freddy was so dark in that movie.
Big time. James Moss is heading out.
Awesome, and
have a good one.
Have a good one, brother.
And
I'll
James.
get to the Sleepaway Camp 3 review eventually.
Oh yeah, nice.
I think when it comes to the Nightmare franchise, we talk a lot about the nightmares themselves. I think that the opening bus scene is one of the coolest nightmares, just the way it's tilting and you have Freddy sweeping upward.
Yeah.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of dream sequences in that movie,
yeah.
but that's a cool one within the school bus.
One of the creepier ones too.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
Like when you see that his glove, and then he's driving the bus, and the body glove on the logo.
All right, whose turn is it?
I believe yours.
All right. Let's go with Leatherface from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what accessories this comes with. I think it's just the sledgehammer and the maybe the meat hook, and I don't even remember what else. We had the box in the other room. I should have pulled it out, but oh well.
It's got the alternate face from the late.
That's right. Yeah, the old lady mask or whatever.
the mother face or whatever it is, like the female face.
Does it have the pretty woman mask or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Cool. Yep.
That's my favorite look of Leatherface out of the whole franchise.
Mine too, by far, easily.
I love that one, and I think a close second for me personally would be R.A. Mihailoff in Part 3. Just that metal Leatherface is so cool.
He looked cool in that. He was a pretty badass Leatherface too. He didn't let anybody push him around like some of the others did.
Yeah, and it was pretty jarring seeing that, and then watching Next Generation.
Quite a decline in quality there. It was cool in the original how we wore like different masks.
You look like a metalhead. You look like a metalhead.
Yeah, that's what I always thought. When I saw the VHS cover in the video store all those years ago, I thought that it looked like a heavy metal concert DVD or something, like with a red lighting.
Yeah. And of course,
the movies with the headphones and stuff.
Like a lot of horror icons back then, they got like a heavy metal song. Leatherface got Live Rocket.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. I almost went with Halloween 2, but like Horror Affinity, but I went with the 2018 one, probably because it's got James Jude Courtney's signature.
Cool.
Yeah, but it's a really nice one though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I bought that. That was the first Michael Myers figure I had. That was the only one that was available at the time, at least that I knew of. And I bought that one, and I had that on display with my other figures. And then the Halloween 2 one came out, and I was like, oh, I want that one even more. And so I replaced it. I put the 2018 one back in the box. That's on my wall back there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my next one.
Both. If I had that signed, it would be.
Yeah, I've got a book too. Yeah, that'd be cool to have that signed. By Dick Warlock.
But my next one, I would have to agree, Halloween 2018.
Nice.
I'm sure we'll talk much more about James Jude Courtney when we talk about Halloween Kills or ranking Michaels, but this dude is a force as Michael, and they got Michael completely right in these new movies.
You got that right.
And of course, it comes with that awesome pumpkin that was in the fish tank that lights up. So.
That's cool. I don't think mine lights up. I don't think my pumpkin
looks
lights
like
up.
A pumpkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest kills I've ever seen, with the hollowed out head to look like a jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah.
Of course, you gotta
picturing Michael Myers sitting there doing that, just be really try to be really meticulous and precise about it. Like, I gotta get these eyes right,
Yeah. Well, I know. I'm sure they're gonna come out with the Halloween Kills one soon.
Oh yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Then I'll have to get
the
that.
Melted mask.
Yeah. What you got next?
My turn?
Yeah.
Yep.
Guess I'll go with Jason from the final chapter.
Oh yeah.
Part 4 Jason. And
yeah.
comes with a lot of accessories, like the pretty much every weapon he used in the movie, including the corkscrew. And then of course you take his mask off and he looks exactly like he did in the movie.
Oh.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
The attention to detail on this sucker is just phenomenal. It's just mad props. Yeah, the Ted White Jason. He's very likely my favorite Jason, and that's my favorite Friday 13th movie as well.
Great choice.
Oh, yeah. I think a staple of a lot of the Friday the 13th is a storm. It seems like the first 4 to 5 movies all had a storm or a windstorm at least.
Yeah.
I think they just went with it.
Yeah.
And of course, you can't forget the people getting thrown through the window. Oh, let's walk past the window. Boom.
A lot of that.
Yeah. Well, they'll get thrown through the window. The body that throws the body through the window in the first one.
So who is next?
4? I think it was 4. He throws the girl through the window.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
You're next.
So my next one, and I think it's my last one on the number 5. Like I said, I don't have much variety, but it is the Toonie Terrors, Michael. Saw this, couldn't pass it up. You know, if it's Michael Myers related, but it's cool. You know, got a really big knife.
That is cool. Yeah.
Must have. Yeah, I've got that one, and they have another one where he wears the black uniform and then has the bleeding eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, Drum Smash with a Myers
has a Halloween 2 mask.
Yeah. Signed by Dick Warlock.
Nice.
That's pretty damn cool.
Nice.
I'd like to see it sometime.
So my number 1 is going to be Dr. Loomis and Laurie Strode, Halloween 2.
I don't have that yet. That's really cool,
Loomis.
though. I'd love to have a
awesome.
Loomis and a Laurie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Love
really
it.
cool. I haven't even seen it at the store yet. I'll probably just order it.
Yeah. That's probably the best bet. They don't really have. I haven't seen him in stores.
Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome.
The detail on the face is like spot on.
Yeah, they always do an amazing job.
Even Laurie's like her gown. He's got the blood on her shoulder and the detail is so nice. The bandages on her feet and
that's neat.
Yeah. Love it.
Very cool.
It's one of the more pricey ones, but we're well worth it.
No doubt. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get two figures.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably do a video and set it all up, the whole Halloween 2 scene, the finale.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh, yeah.
You just need a Harold action figure, too. And his wife asking him if he wants mayo or mustard on his sandwich.
Yeah.
That'd be epic. And a little TV set that's playing Night of the Living Dead.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Yeah. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
And last, and certainly not least, my favorite NECA figure is also the newest one. That Friday 13th Part 7 New Blood Jason.
Ah, yeah.
With an awesome look. The exposed
nice
spinal cord and rib cage, and then the knee bones. Yeah, wow. I knew they would do a great job. Ever since they started making these, I knew they'd make this figure eventually. I know McFarlane Toys did one several years ago, and I missed out on that. My old roommate used to have it, but yeah, NECA did an amazing job. And of course, take the mask off, and looks just like he did in the movie. The first appearance of Kane Hodder with an awesome looking mega design. Their figure is directed by the great John Carl Buechler, who's an amazing special effects artist.
Yeah.
So
who's this special effects guy? Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very cool figure. I love the detail. He got the chain around his neck and everything. Awesome figure. I knew this would be my favorite once they
Great
finally
detail.
did it. And they did not disappoint. Yes, indeed.
Not at all.
Oh, yeah.
Badass.
Couldn't wait for that one to come out. And just for the hell of it, there's all the
The whole setup.
yeah.
Damn.
Both Pennywises. We got all the Jasons so far. I don't have the Freddy versus Jason. Jason. I think they have the remake one out too. I don't have either one of those. But I got the rest. And yeah, there's the part 2. Michael Myers. There's Chucky. There's Herbert West.
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yeah, Billy and Ricky, and then there's the miner from Bloody Valentine, and Frankenstein's
nice.
monster, Pinhead, Ghostface. Oh yeah, NECA has a lot
Great
of really
stuff.
cool figures.
That is awesome.
There's Reanimator. Right?
Yeah, Herbert West right beside Ash. And Chucky. I want to get that new Chucky from Bride of Chucky.
Brian
I think it comes
Eden.
with Tiffany too. Yeah. There's 2 Eddies up there. The Trooper one and the Farrah Eddie from the Power Slave cover. And then there's also Vic Rattlehead from Megadeth from the Peace Cells cover right behind him.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I got some more behind me on the wall, still in the boxes. There's the Halloween 2018 one, and then a couple others.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and Ghostface is up there. I think I already mentioned that.
Have a good night, Brand. Solid Brand.
Night, Solid Brand. Have a good night.
So, what is next? Halloween Kills or ranking the Michael actors?
Let's rank the Michael actors first, I think.
All right.
If that's cool with you guys.
This will be fun.
I just want to say right off, I don't think that there's ever been a Michael that's horrible per se. You know, there's definitely some better than others.
Yeah.
But this is just opinions.
So I went poorly written and very poor movies, but the actor himself did fine.
Yeah.
Usually.
So
some were weirder than others, of course.
I went with just the main actors that played Michael.
Me too.
Like, of course, in Halloween 6 is George P. Wilbur and A. Michael Lerner in the reshot stuff. But I just went with board.
Yeah, let's go with the eight different people that only the adult versions and only whoever played him mainly. I know, like, hell, I don't know, 6 or 7 people played him in the first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just going with the main.
You don't have to get into the child version of Regan.
Yeah, we don't need Will Sandin or any of them on the list.
So yeah, to start this off, my last place, no disrespect, Chris Duran from H2O. I like him. You know, he's back to that kind of slim stature of, you know, kind of the original. But I don't know. It could very well just be the goofy ass mask. But he just didn't really feel that intimidating in the movie. Like, it just feels like you could push him down and run as quickly as you could. So I still think he's a good Michael for that movie. But for me, he's just kind of the weakest.
Like, he didn't give off, like, the unstoppable vibe. Like, he's unstoppable.
Yeah.
Seem even more immortal.
Yeah, that scene where he does the head tilt, I was just like, don't really feel the evilness with that.
Yeah, true.
And, of course, I have always thought about this scene for some reason. When Laurie goes back in and she's ready to face Michael, and then she steps up and you just see Michael lower himself down, I'm literally thinking, was he just like holding and lifting his feet up so she couldn't see him? And then he just like back down.
I think you're right.
I also don't think it
At
helps
least
that you
that
can
was the
see.
one thing he did.
Oh, go
Yeah.
ahead.
As I say, at least that's kind of the one thing he did different is that thing where he hangs down on the from the
It was a
ceiling.
cool shot.
Yeah, that was
And
that was a cool part.
I've always liked that scene where she's crawling under the tables and he's walking down the middle, just flipping them up and throwing the tables back. I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's my number 8. So there you go.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna go with, and I did split it up to 2 because he did played the character twice in 2 different movies. But to me, they're a lot different, and that's so my last place is gonna be "Don't Kill Me," George Wilbur in Halloween 4. I don't know. I don't know. He just seemed like a generic version of the character to me, and I'm sure a lot of it has to do with the mask because I hate that mask. I don't know, but then there's the padding. Some of the scenes you could see the padding in his shoulders, and I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard a few people say he looks like Data from Star Trek.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Halloween
I just didn't
format.
feel like he brought anything new to it.
Yeah.
I agree.
He just had a shocked expression the whole time. Like, it just looked weird.
So for my list, I'm going to take into account like not just the performance, but also kind of the look and then kind of the way the character's portrayed. Because performance alone, I feel like it's a little too hard to rank. Because I think, as I said, all the actors kind of do fine. Like it's not. I don't think it'd be really extremely difficult or anything to do some of these things. It's all about like the mannerisms and like the way they move and just the creepiness factor. But again, a lot of that has to do with the direction too. So, but I guess my number 8 is gonna have to be Don Shanks, from Halloween 5, of course. Yeah, that's my least favorite mask by far. The mask looks terrible. The look is all wrong. He's a little too bulky with the shoulder pad looking thing. George P. Wilbur in Part 4 had that problem too. Maybe even worse actually. Yeah, Don Shanks. I don't know, the look of the mask was weird. The build, his body type was kind of an odd choice for Myers, and then he sheds a tear. Michael Myers shouldn't cry. I know that again. That's obviously not Don's fault or anything, but like I said, ranking the Myers as a character too, in addition to the actor playing him. There's some moments of being really cool and creepy, like when he goes after Jamie in the laundry chute. That was really cool. I think that was one of the highlights of the movie for me. And he's got a few other scenes where he's pretty awesome. But overall, I think he is probably the weakest in my opinion, though not terrible or anything, and I wouldn't even say bad really. But just if I had to pick a weakest, it probably would be Don Shanks, and all that has to do with just the way Myers is written and portrayed in that movie as a whole, and not just not just the actor playing him. Oh, what's up, Matt Hale? Matt Hale's in the chat.
What's up?
How's it going, Matt? Yeah, I just saw.
What's up?
Oh, Solid Bryn's leaving too. See you later, Solid.
Have a good one.
Tears of rage.
Right.
So I guess my number 7 would be Brad Laurie from Halloween Resurrection. I think that he is a bit better than Chris was. Like I said, I don't think any of them are horrible to say, but I think if Brad had been in a better movie, it would have worked out better. I think he's got a good walk to him. I think the mask is a little better. It just looks like he's wearing makeup for some reason. Like you can see the eyeshadow and
yeah.
But there are a few scenes in that movie that I actually think Michael himself looks good. You know, like they brought back that blue lighting underground scene, and it just looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
But once again, why? I know, but Michael just getting told, you need to take your ass back to the garage. And Michael's just like, okay, peace out. I'm like, no. Karate kicking
No.
Michael. Treat. Yeah. Halloween Resurrection sucks.
Indeed, it does.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, Trash Dash. He didn't even cry.
Can't
He
argue
got
that.
eyes. Just the blood, which is badass, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my next one would be Chris Durand's Halloween H2O. All the reasons you guys said already. So again, a lot of that has to do with the mask too, but also I think he could have did a little better with the performance too.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't add enough fear factor to it.
Yeah, very unintimidating.
Yeah. Like Michael ain't no pushover, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
How about you, Hellhound? What's your next one?
My number 7 is actually going to be Tyler Mane. And yes, he is very intimidating. Don't get me wrong. I would not want to get in a fight with this dude. You know, he looks like, but that's kind of the problem. That's kind of my problem. He looks like a hulking wrestler, hobo, bouncer at a strip club type. And the thing that's scary about Michael Myers to me is he can blend in. You know, he's always been kind of tall, but he's just a very average looking guy. He's not really built or huge and muscular and stuff. You know, he doesn't need to look like a behemoth. That's Jason. You know, Michael Myers can take his mask off and walk around and blend in. You know, he looks like an ordinary guy. That makes it way creepier. With Tyler Mane, if I see that coming towards me, I'm going to go run and hide. Whereas with the other Michael, I'm going to think nothing of it until it's too late, and then he stabs me and kills me. So, you know, again, like I said, I wouldn't want to get in a fight with Tyler Mane. Intimidating, yes. Creepy, not really. You know, he's fine. I always liked him. He was Sabretooth in the first X-Men movie. I think he does a fine job for what those movies are. But as a whole, I think he's a very poor choice for Michael Myers. And yeah, like Trash Dash says, how did that little kid turn 8 feet tall? Did they have a gym in that insane asylum? How's he so freaking big? Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, it just looks like a freaking hulking hobo.
I think the camera work even makes him look even bigger, you know?
Yeah, it does. And then, yeah, like I don't like the look. I don't like how he's not like really stealthy or like creepy. He doesn't really do much sneaking up on people. It's kind of just the whole movie focuses on him. I hate the way Michael Myers is portrayed in that movie, period. But, you know, a lot of it has to do with the casting choice. Again, Tyler Mane does a fine job for what those movies are, but it's just not. That's not what Michael Myers is supposed to be to me. That's not a good definition of the character. He's just way too freaking big, and with the long hair, it just doesn't fit. It's not a good look for Myers. Performance wise, he does an okay job for what it is, but not what I think of when I think of Myers. He would have made a great Jason or Leatherface, but a true Myers, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's one thing about the remake craze of the slashers is they always had to make the killers like 7 feet tall and bigger.
Yeah, what is up with that? Oh, Dylan Mintus is in the chat. How's it going, Dylan Mintus?
How's it going?
Hope you have a good week too.
Did you like him with the Slipknot masks there?
Yeah,
like with the clown one with the
like
that looks like Slipknot.
It did look like a lot like Slipknot. The fact that he designed and created masks was kind of a neat addition. Those are a few things I didn't mind about the movie, but I think Scare and Michael Myers doesn't have any type of hobby or anything. He's just, you can't relate to him. You know, giving him the ability to make masks is a relatable quality, and I don't care for that. But you know, it is a new continuity, so what do I know?
But that's this version of Michael is supposed to be human, you know.
Yeah,
all
he's
the
supposed
way.
to be
He's
more
not
human,
supernatural.
more sympathetic, and more vulnerable for some reason. But it's just not as interesting to me, you know. I've seen several other serial killer movies that have a killer like that. That's what makes Michael so scary. He's pretty much inhuman. He's unrelatable, no conscience. You know, he's barely human.
Yeah.
But
I always find
people like those movies, no disrespect, you know, teach their own.
Yeah, I always find the killers that you don't know too much about, but they don't spoon feed it to you more interesting because you kind of have to, you know,
the more
like
mysterious it is, the better, you know, and especially going to the most cliche, by the numbers, generic backstories. Bullied in school, he's got an abusive alcoholic stepdad. His mom's a stripper. He lives in a poverty-stricken household. Oh man, that's just every other serial killer movie I've seen.
For sure.
So what's your next horror fan?
My next one, now from here up, of course, I really dig these. But my next one is going to be George P. Wilbur. Now, of course, I do have a big soft spot for these guys. But yeah, I think it was just kind of weird looking. He just looked off. And I think the fact that as much as I love Halloween 4, Michael might have been my biggest downfall of it, even though I love it. It just doesn't, you know, the big hulking looking shoulder pads, the mask. It just looks off. But I will say the movie itself is definitely one of the best, I think. But yeah, and you know, once again, I can say the same thing because I think he actually did a bit better in Halloween 6. You know, George did. You know, he had a better look.
I agree. Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely think he did better in 6, but 4 is still fun. So that would be my next one, George P. Wilbur.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Trash Jess says part 4 was really Ben Tramer the whole time.
You got that right. Loomis gave him roids.
Yeah.
In the remake. I think so. Maybe they got his medication mixed up with steroids.
My next one would be Brad Laurie in Resurrection. As much as I hate Resurrection, I didn't think he was that bad, really.
Right.
If you just judged him by his performance and not how bad the movie is, I thought he's pretty solid.
Okay.
I thought he was an improvement over Chris Durand.
Definitely.
It was a little more intimidating, a little more brutal, a little more of the classic Michael in there.
Yeah.
And at times you hear them doing the heavy breathing too.
Yeah, they brought that back. There's definitely some aspects that I can say good. I think the lighting's better. As far as comparing it to H2O, I think the score is better. I didn't care for the big orchestral score in H2O personally.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I do like the fact that they rebuilt the Myers house. You can tell it's a sound stage. But
yeah,
it just sucks that all the good stuff was in such a bad movie.
Yeah. At least it looked cool, the house.
Let the dangertainment begin.
Michael Myers is a killer shark.
Bad Yens rolls.
Yeah, some of them were pretty cool. Jump Smash.
Yeah, I thought the masks looked pretty good, except for what they did to it in part 2.
Yeah.
The remake continuity, I mean. Oh, hey, Matt Divot. Matt Divot's in the chat. That Judas Priest concert got postponed. Unfortunately, they're going to reschedule it. I still have my tickets. They're going to let me know when the new date's going to be. Yeah, Richie Faulkner actually had heart problems. Actually, during during the concert, he was like, he was doing the solo for Painkiller, and his heart gave out. So, but he seems to be doing better. I've been following that whole thing on Twitter, and his wife or fiance said he was doing better, which is good. But yeah, hopefully he'll be able to be healthy again, and be cool if they reschedule the concert, because I was supposed to go see him October 24th, but
be a good show.
Oh, it'll be a hell of a show.
I saw
Jeff by Cappuccino.
I saw a Priest once in Ozfest tour.
Nice.
Nice.
It was a Nostradamus era, I think, when they came out with that.
Cool.
So kind of when they first came back together, wasn't that the first one when they first came back together?
Angel Retribution was, which is the one before Nostradamus.
So who is next to rank their Michael?
Hellhound.
All right. What number are we on? 6? I guess I'll go with Brad Laurie from Halloween Resurrection.
Yeah.
I just don't like the way they portray Michael Myers. The fact that he gets his ass kicked by Busta Rhymes pretty much says it all.
Yeah.
He's not terrible. I just don't like the way the character's written. I don't like the way it's done. There's a few cool scenes with him, but overall, meh. I mean, Laurie did a commendable job and everything. It's just, like I said, I'm taking into account the way the character's depicted on screen as well, and not just the actor. So,
but what little she had to work with.
Yeah.
So my next one is actually going to be Tyler Mane. Much like Hellhound said, yes, he's very intimidating, and I know it's a different version of Michael. It's Rob Zombie's version, but still, I just think Michael blended in to reality more when he was just the smaller, slimmer guy that kind of moved around like a cat, like you didn't know where he was.
Yeah.
This Michael straight up busting through doors and just throwing people, and it's cool, but it's just not my version of Michael that I would like. Yeah. But I still think he's great as Michael for that movie in itself. So Tyler Mane. Yeah.
I agree.
So my next one is going to be George Wilbur in part 6 because I feel like he was a lot better in 6. That's why I separated it.
It was pretty brutal in that one.
I didn't like him in 4, and I liked him in 6. So yeah, he's a lot more brutal, more intimidating.
Fair enough.
It's just a better performance. He's creepier,
Yeah, he did do a great job in that one. The way Michael is handled is pretty awesome. The way Michael acts is everything that's going around him, I think, is just utter BS.
Yeah, but this time he had a cool mask too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Michael himself is pretty cool. It's just all the convoluted crap that's
yeah, I can't argue that.
Story,
Yeah, and when you watch Halloween 6, you can tell who's George P. Wilbur and who's A. Michael Lerner, because George P. Wilbur's kind of the shorter, chunkier Michael, and then in the end, it's like a tall, very skinny Michael. So
yeah, that's true.
But I think the opening of that movie was awesome with she's like, Jamie, and then you see Michael come out of the darkness and head right onto the spike. So brutal Michael.
Big time.
And some of those scenes were shot real well too, atmospheric and.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Also better than 4.
I think 4 is a better movie overall, though.
Overall, yeah.
Yeah. I think that 6 did a lot of good things. The lighting has probably got the best Halloween atmosphere of the franchise, I think, at least. I think Michael looked cool, pretty good kills. Yeah, and it was Donald Pleasance's last performance, and there's always a sadness when I watch that, knowing this is his last time. So
yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm just like, see ya.
Get all emotional and like, oh man,
Yeah.
that's the last.
And I think, that's just something for me is no matter how awesome a new Halloween movie is, it's always going to be missing Loomis a little bit for me.
Yeah.
Like, it would be cool.
Yeah, it's never going to be quite the same without him.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons I like the producer's cut better, because it's more of him. There's more of him in it. Like where I feel he was kind of just more in the background and
there is more Loomis, but there's too much stupid things in the producer's cut. I don't like a tattoo magically appearing on his wrist at the end. That's just a little too out there. That's too bizarre and kind of silly. Yeah, and then of course there's Michael Myers being Uncle Daddy, and I know it's kind of suggested in the theatrical, but the producers, they make it abundantly clear, and yeah, that's where I draw the line.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how for years the producer's cut was one of the most sought after items for Halloween fans?
Yeah.
It was just like, we got to have it. And now most people don't even like that version.
I know, right?
I think it's superior in some ways, but like, I don't know. I think they need to take the best parts of both of them and put them together and make the ultimate cut.
Yeah.
It still won't be one of the better Halloween movies, in my opinion, but
it would be better a movie.
Yeah.
I have ultimate nostalgia for that movie, so that's why it's in like my top 5. But it's one of those things where I can see all the problems with it.
Yeah. Your next Hellhound?
Number 5, I guess is going to be Chris Durand from H2O. I think he got pushed around a little too much, towards the end, mostly by Laurie, much like Brad Laurie, did in Resurrection. It's just kind of the same thing. Also, the eyes were way too visible. I think when you see Michael Myers' eyes, it should only be during really cool shots and moments like in Halloween 2 where he stabs the girl and you see the close-up of his actual eyeball. But yeah, in Halloween 2, the eyes are H2O. The eyes are way too visible.
And sometimes it looks like he's going like.
Yeah, exactly. But it's cool. It gives them the feeling, and of course the iconic shot where she sees him out the window and comes face to face with a man from her past, the man of her nightmares. That was cool. But yeah, he doesn't do a terrible job. I think Chris Durand does fine for what that movie is, but it's kind of the middle of the road, I think. He does some creepy things. He does some cool things, but not one of my favorites, per se.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And I think, even though I'm one that doesn't really care much for H2O, I definitely appreciate that movie and appreciate Jamie Lee Curtis coming back, because Halloween was headed straight to video at that point, at the end of Halloween 6. So her coming back kind of revived it in a way, so I can appreciate that. But yeah,
it's a good point.
But, my next one, like I said, I got a soft spot for this one, is Don Shanks. Now everyone knows I love Halloween 5, just nostalgia, and I think it's a fun movie. But Don Shanks, I think, had a lot of cool stuff with him, and there was a few shots where it actually looked cool, like the barn scene where he steps out holding the scythe and it's just half his face.
Yeah.
That tool.
I'm going to use
It's
the
just something.
pitchfork here.
Oh yeah, I think it's cool that Don Shanks, suggested Michael change it up a bit, and he used a lot of farm tools this time. And the movie just felt darker itself. The movie had like a darker feel, like gothic in a way. But yeah, I love Halloween 5, and I think Don Shanks is a very good Michael. But there you go.
He's not bad. He definitely has a lot of great scenes. He definitely stands out in a few scenes. That movie it's kind of grown on me a little over the years, and I think just that damn mask is just terrible. So just
Yeah, that damn thing in.
The fact that he cries. Performance-wise, he's fine. He does an admirable job.
That's my next pick too, Don Shanks. I liked him. Yeah, I thought he had some cool, some creepy scenes, like when Tina's in the car with him and he switches the mask up to that goblin thing. That was cool, and he's creepy in that scene.
Yeah.
And I love the scene with him and Dr. Loomis when he's like talking about the rage, he trying to stop the rage. And he kind of looks up at the ceiling thinking about it, and he like is about to hand him a knife, and a cool scene. I love it.
That was a really cool moment.
I love that he drives again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love that Michael drives. So they brought that back, and he's driving a badass car around, trying to run Jamie over. I thought he was I thought he was pretty brutal too at times in the laundry chute scene. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was a great moment.
There's a couple cool scenes when he's just in the background,
he
watching.
really shined in those creepy moments like that. Like I said, the actor did fine. I'm kind of just, more about the way he's portrayed, just everything, the mask, the crying, just all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always wondered if Tina really died though, because it looks like she got stabbed right in the armpit, and they carried her out with a stretcher.
Like the shoulder. Yeah.
Let's hope so. No, I'm just kidding. She kind of redeemed herself towards the end. She was really annoying, but I liked how she kind of stood up for Jamie. That was very, very admirable. Trash Stash, the whole speech with the devil's eyes and an H2O. Yeah, those don't look like the devil's eyes.
Goofy looking. Nice, you got a signed photo. George Wilbur.
That's pretty cool. Oh yeah. Yeah, 6 does have great atmosphere. I'll definitely give it that.
Mm-hmm.
It has the most. I think it has the most of a Halloween, the holiday and the Halloween season feel out of the whole series. The holiday Halloween really shines through a lot on that one.
Yeah, for sure. Choose your next.
I guess George P. Wilbur. And like you said, I do think he's better in Curse of Michael Myers, even though Part 4 is a way better movie. And Halloween 4, the mask, it doesn't look too great. Not as bad as 5, but it's still one of the worst masks in the whole series. The bulky shoulder pads, and he kind of looks like Frankenstein's monster a little bit. The look. I think the look was pretty much terrible. It was one of the worst looks Myers has had throughout the whole series. And then the hair on the mask is like too neatly combed back too, and
he's got the eyebrows like up here, like
yeah. But performance-wise, I think he does great. He's pretty brutal, even more so in Part 6. Of course, that was probably the most. Well, that was easily the most brutal Myers at that point. This is before the Rob Zombie films. This is before Halloween Kills, where I think he was the most brutal. More on that in a little bit. But But yeah, George B. Leroy I think is great in both movies.
All right. I guess we're down to our top 3 now. And my next one would be Dick Warlock. I think that he gives a great portrayal of Michael. I think a lot of people give him a little too much crap just because he's slower walking. I felt like his performance was evil, just the way he wore, the way he walked and moved. It just felt like a demonic presence in a way.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I love the scene where, I kind of laugh at it where he just walks straight through the front door. He doesn't even nudge.
The glass just shatters. He's walking awesome.
I love Loomis's face when Michael kills that security guard who's escorting Loomis, because Loomis, I think that's the first time that Dr. Loomis has ever seen Michael kill someone, and he just has like that shocked expression
right in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Dick Warlock is an excellent portrayal of Michael. I think he did a great job.
I agree. So my next would be, you guys would probably be shocked I have him this high, Tyler Mane. I'm not a huge fan of Rob Zombie movies, but I thought they got Michael right, honestly. I thought he was scary again, and they needed that after Resurrection,
Yeah, that's a good point there.
And he was intimidating as hell. Like, he's brutal as hell. Like, I think it was pretty scary. Some good. I like the scene in the first one when Laurie's like in the pool outside, and he's just kind of pacing around, looking at and then he kind of slowly goes down into the pool. That was pretty creepy. I like that.
Yeah, I did like that.
Yeah, he's certainly menacing.
Very much so. Yeah. Yeah, performance wise, it's fine. I just don't like, I just don't like everything.
As far as the mask goes, I'm not a huge fan of it. It's too Texas Chainsaw for me. But
yeah, I agree.
I wish they used the version from the beginning that the kid wears, because that was more like classic.
I know. Yeah, that looked great. That looked way better than the ones from 4 and 5. And even H2O.
Yeah. But I'd say it's probably equally good in both 1 and 2. I don't have a problem with them in 2 either. Some cool stuff with him at the beginning there, with the, walking through the rain and the dream sequence. It's pretty badass.
Big time.
Getting down to the nitty gritty.
Yep. Down to the top 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. So my turn?
Yep.
I'm going to go with James Jude Courtney from Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. I think he did a great job.
Yeah.
And of course, Nick Castle played him sometimes too. But also the guy who played him in the opening flashback scene from 1978 at the beginning of Halloween Kills. I'm forgetting his name. He did an awesome job too.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just go with all 3 of them for a tie. All the Myers actors from Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. Yeah, James Courtney's really good. He really understands what makes the character so scary, and as do the all the people who worked on the movie. He comes out of there's so many scenes of him emerging from the shadows, and you never know where he is, and the way he walks. He's just so damn creepy, and that's what the character should be. The whole movie shouldn't focus on him like the Rob Zombie movies, where the camera follows him around wherever he goes. One of the scariest things about Myers in the original is you never know where he is, and he's just always there. He'll always catch up to you no matter what. And then James Jude Courtney's version did a great job at conveying that. Yeah, he's just a great Myers. I like the look of the mask. Yeah, he's just awesome. He's really won me over, and it's amazing that he's become one of my favorite Myers actors. yeah, he's just really sold me on that, and he's just killing it. I look forward to seeing more of him in Halloween Ends.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Courtney was great.
I think he has another great performance. It'll be hard pressed not to say he's the best.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, my number 2 is James Jude Courtney. It's always kind of a big thing when a new person is playing Michael. You're always going to be skeptical at first. So you're going to be like, But I think overall he was a perfect mixture of Nick Castle and Dick Warlock while also bringing his own stuff to the table. And I just think that he really embodied the character, and it was refreshing to see classic Michael back after a few movies of him being wimpy and then the big dude. And I think one of the best scenes of Halloween 2018 is the light sensor scene where you have Oscar standing there and Michael's triggering the lights, the motions.
Yeah, that is a really cool scene.
Every time it comes on, it gets closer and closer. That is really cool. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you make Myers creepy, and that's how you make build suspense. Instead of having him make loud noises and crash through a door and all kinds of camera doing this and just all kinds of shakiness. That's not scary. That's just annoying.
That's like the Rob Zombie style.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Shake the camera around.
Yeah.
Jarring. What's up, Brad?
What's up?
Bronco Juggalo in the chat.
Yes, he does rock.
Yes, I agree. James Jude Courtney was amazing.
So my number 3 might be a little controversial. Nick Castle.
Oh yeah?
Is my 3rd favorite. James Jude Courtney. Anyway, I feel like he certainly set the standard of what Michael should be.
Absolutely.
All the mannerisms and everything stems from what he did. With the head tilt thing and the being in the background, and so much of what he did that all the other actors after him kind of took into account to use for their portrayal. So you have to give him a lot of credit. But sometimes, and this is one thing that might be controversial too, I feel like sometimes he gets too much credit because there were other people that played him in the movie. He wasn't the only one. There's Tommy Lee Wallace in that one scene, the closet scene. That's one of the best scenes in the movie.
John Carpenter himself.
And,
I think even
Deborah Hill even did a couple scenes. And there's the guy that does the scene when he falls off the balcony. That's another guy. When he gets shot and falls off.
A lot of people played him in the first movie. I think even I played him at one point.
Tony Moran, the one unmasked scene there.
Yeah.
But
a lot of different.
For the most part, it's him, and he does a great job. His best scene, I think, is when he just walks across the street while Jamie's knocking on the door. The keys, and it's like, oh shit, he's coming, This is the subtle walk that he does, and it's so like evil,
Love it.
What you got next?
Me? It's my turn?
Yep.
My number 2 is going to be Dick Warlock.
Nice.
Halloween 2. He was great. A really brutal, very menacing Myers. He wasn't quite as creepy as he was in the first movie, but still very creepy nonetheless. Creepy enough, for sure. We saw a little bit more of him. Well, actually, a lot more of him in the second one than we did in the first movie. But the character was very much intact. He was very much portrayed correctly, in my opinion. And Dick Warlock's great. Some of the best kills. The drowning in the hot tub and everything. And he was just yeah, wow, was he intimidating? Breaking through the glass and just he
Smashes
seems
through
so
the
pissed off. All the
door.
children were he just had this nasty, cruel, mean-spirited streak, and I just love it. It was kind of and he kind of feels like that in the current continuity with 2018 and Kills as well. He
Yeah.
feels more like the Halloween 2 Michael Myers than he does than the original, which those movies are following. It's funny because Halloween 2 is not in that continuity, but the Myers in these newer films feels like the one in Halloween 2. And Dick Warlock did a great job. Like I said, he was just awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, my number one is, of course, Nick Castle. As Sean said, there were a lot of people that played him in this movie. But something about the way Nick Castle, I think especially the look of Michael, that's always been my favorite version and look. He was just so sleek, the way he stalked, the way he moved. I think that, especially in this movie, the jump scares, I feel like they were earned jump scares, and they weren't just to make you go, like the scene with Andy Brackett in the car. Like, it's coming, so you kind of get a little tensed up, and then, duh, it's like, oh, shit. But, yeah, just the way everything turned out, I just like him the best. But I will say James Jude Courtney is coming very close for me. The top two for me. But, yeah, Nick Castle. There you go.
Excellent. Well, my number 2 would be James Jude Courtney.
Cool.
So yeah, I mean, I just think he's awesome. Like horror fans said, it's like bringing the classic Michael back. He brought back that classic style of Michael Myers, and he just had all like you guys said, he brought everything that Nick Castle and Dick Warlock did, and then he added his own flavor too. Like that's the scene where he takes the mask out of the car and slowly slams the trunk. That is so freaking awesome.
He nailed
it. And the stuff that he does before he gets the suit and everything, after he escapes, and you see like him bashing the guy in the background, and the scene in the bathroom when he drops the teeth of the smashes the guy's head in the stall, and awesome stuff. And then you got the great stuff where he's just kind of in the background, and then he's here next to you. I love the scene when he is trying to get to Karen when she's in the bunker, and he just rips the whole harness off, and then they knock him down, and he does the classic sit-up thing, and like the old school Michael too. Great stuff. And then even more in Halloween Kills. A lot of great stuff on that one too. Like the whole scene in the parking lot. I mean the park, when the kids are at the park playing and they stop to try and help the kids, and and he just goes to town on the girls in the car, and awesome stuff, smashes the window out, and in the one scene you just see him in the background. A lot of great stuff.
Very
cool. Yeah, he's my number 2.
So I guess I'm down to my number 1. How'd that happen? Because
I had to. I had George Wilbur twice.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought. Yeah, I separated the Wilbur from part 4 and 6. All right, so yeah, my number 1 is, of course, Tony Moran. We all know he's the best. Just the way he pulled the mask back over his face took so much talent. Not anybody could do that. I couldn't have done that. So what can I say? He's just the best and always will be. So no. It's of course Nick Castle. And everybody who also played Michael in the first movie. Not just the actor, but just the way he's portrayed. He was the creepiest in that movie by far. He was the most mysterious. You knew very little about him. He was just portrayed perfectly. He was just flawless, solid 10 out of 10. There's literally nothing at all wrong with the way Michael's depicted in the first film. I've already talked about how much I love that movie and that portrayal of Michael's ad nauseum. So I'll just sum up by saying it's friggin' amazing. Truly great. Just a masterpiece in every way. And Nick Castle, I think that was the first. He set the standard and is still the best in my opinion. Not just him, not just the actor, but all the other actors who did him. Just the way the character's written, just the way he's handled. It's all just done perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
I can't argue with that.
Oh yeah.
But my favorite is Dick Warlock. So he's my number one personally. Because I feel like in my opinion, he took a
Good
lot
choice.
of what Nick Castle did, and you have to give a lot of credit to Nick Castle, but I feel like he brought it to the next level and added his own spin on it,
Mm-hmm.
Something about the way he moves is so creepy, like the scenes when he's just like walking through the hallway and you see him in the camera on the monitor and that's so scary. Like this guy's walking through the hall in the hospital. And imagine if you were a patient in there.
You're pretty terrifying.
There's just something so creepy about him. I don't know.
Glad he wasn't walking around the hospital.
He just feels more evil and, like you said, more mean-spirited. Like this guy's just not gonna stop until he gets Laurie,
Yep.
And some of the scenes, like the scene when he's finally after he catches up to Laurie, and then she's going towards the elevator. So scary, I think, and a lot of that's the way it's shot, but a lot of that's him too. The way he plays the character, just slowly moving towards her. You see him stepping on the glass, and it's so dramatic. Awesome stuff. And I know a lot of people think he's robotic in the way he moves, but a lot of that I love, and I think it adds something more creepy to him, like he's this unstoppable killing machine,
Yeah, definitely.
Like when he comes out after Laurie's screaming, "Help me!" when she's on the ground, and you just see him come out like whoosh in the red light.
Yeah.
Awesome. And he's brutal as hell, I like the fact that he has a scalpel too the whole time. It's something different. There's little nuances that make him different, like when he gets shot at both eyes, and what he does there is really awesome too. Like, ooh, and then he's swinging the knife.
Yeah, great stuff. He actually was my favorite when I was younger. When I was first getting into the Halloween series, and I was first becoming a fan, Warlock was my favorite. It's still a very close one between him and Castle. But at least with Warlock, we can say he played him throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, exactly. That's another reason why I like him.
But they're both great. They're almost equal in my book. But if I had to choose, I'd go with Castle by a hair, just because the Myers in that movie is just a little bit creepier, more mysterious.
Plus the fact that he's in it. Yeah,
it's very violent.
Plus the fact he's in it a lot more, but he doesn't lose any of that mystique and evilness,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he maintains the creep factor, even though you see him a lot
Andy
more.
was brutal and more violent.
Yeah,
great stuff. Man, we're already at the past the 2-hour mark.
I guess we better
We
get
still got
to
to
the
talk about
next.
Halloween Kills and go through Metallica's discography.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Well, all of us have made videos about Halloween Kills already. And I think you and Horfan did a spoiler one, and then you talked about it some more in the Horror Hangouts recent episode.
Yeah.
So if maybe we just talk about it just a little bit, just a few more conclusions, a few more thoughts. Most of our viewers are probably that's probably the main thing they're looking forward to. But I covered almost everything in my video too. Yeah, but it's just getting late, and I want to get to the Metallica discography. Is going to take a long time to do so.
Yeah, that's true.
So, what will we be doing next?
Guess we'll be discussing Halloween Kills.
All right.
We might not be able to spend
we all made videos about it. Yeah. Let's not spend too much time on it because we still got to get through Metallica's whole discography, and that's going to take a while. So.
Yeah.
And we're already past the 2-hour mark. This is probably going to be our longest video. But
Halloween Kills.
This movie gave me exactly what I wanted from.
Yeah.
I didn't have too many issues with it. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, it was just a bunch of nostalgia for the sake of nostalgia and returning characters getting together." I was like, "That's what I liked about it. I like continuity. I love how all these characters grown up and talking about the effect Michael Myers had on their lives and stuff. That's awesome." And my favorite part of the movie was the character development, seeing Tommy grown up and Lonnie, they're friends now. How cool is that? And then Lindsay, played again by Kyle Richards, and just all of them together again. And then of course, seeing Dr. Loomis at the beginning, the opening flashback. I didn't talk about this in my video because I didn't want to spoil it, but yeah, the opening flashback in 1978 was done perfectly. My only minor issue was those teenagers that were, or those kids, whatever they were. I guess they were trick or treating. The ones that were like making fun of Lonnie. Well, first of all, like, was it really necessary for Lonnie to have a face-to-face encounter with Michael? Like, I think they only did that just so the more returning characters would be able to say, "Oh yeah, I saw him too that night. Oh yeah, I saw him too." I didn't think it was really necessary. They could have just,
but who would care about Lonnie really, other than he was in there for a couple minutes bullying, being a bully.
Yeah, true. But anyway, the way those characters that were making fun of, the way they talked seemed a little more how kids talk now. That's not how kids talked in 1978.
That's true.
But other than that, they nailed it. It looked great. It looked like the end of the original. It looked like the same neighborhood. The guy playing Michael, again, his name escapes me at the moment. He nailed it. He felt like the Michael from the original. That was awesome. And then seeing Loomis blew my mind. I knew he was in it from that still from the most recent trailer, but I didn't know he was going to have like dialogue and lines and stuff. And the guy playing him looked dead on. The makeup was good. When it showed him in the close up, you could see some subtle differences, but it was close enough. I'm glad they didn't use CGI. So pretty sure it was all makeup. And then the guy who voiced him, the guy who dubbed over his voice, you could tell the difference between him and Pleasance, but I think he did an admirable job nonetheless. Again, if you're for purists like me who've seen the movie more than they've seen The Sun, you can tell you can tell the difference between that guy and Loomis and Donald Pleasance's voice, but I still think it was close enough and very very well done nonetheless. I love that opening scene. That blew me away. It was kind of making me wish that the whole movie took place in 1978, kind of like the original Halloween 2, but then when it jumped forward to the present, that was all done very well too. So I like how the mob mentality, I like how everybody, banded together to bring down Michael. There was quite a bit of plot armor involved. They kind of dissipated at the end. They should have just kept beating him, but they kind of just dispersed. They said, "Okay, he's down. He's not going to get back up." We all know.
Like, don't you know Michael Myers at all?
Yeah. And then, some stupid decisions. Lonnie going in the house by himself. I know they were following up on that line where he said, "I was always too afraid to go in the house. I just told my friends I did, but then." But then he went in the house by himself anyway. Come on, like that was dumb. And then, but overall, I thought it was awesome. Again, there's a few minor issues, but I think that's pretty much all the spoilers that I could think of. I didn't do a spoiler review, so think that about does it for. There's probably more that I had in mind, but I need to rewatch the movie again, and then I'll give it a full review eventually when it comes to Blu-ray.
Yeah, I actually saw a meme. I saw a meme that showed adult Lonnie going into the house and the ghost of Loomis saying, "Get your ass away from there."
Yes. I was hoping somebody would say that line at some point in the movie. That would have been funny.
But yeah, when I went to see Halloween Kills in theaters, I knew we were going to get a flashback, but I wasn't expecting it to be the opening of the movie. After Hawkins says he needs to die, and when it shows Halloween night, 1978, I stood up and went, "Oh God, it's happening! It's happening, everybody! It's happening!" You know, you see classic Michael, and I was just so jittery and happy. I was like a fanboy. I'm like,
me too. I was all giddy.
And even the smallest details that they notice, you know, like the scene in the original Halloween where Loomis is talking to Brackett, and all of a sudden that thing swings down and hits the window. You see that in Halloween Kills.
Yeah, that's some nice attention to detail there.
Yeah.
Love it.
You actually see the dog that they said he got hungry.
Yep, the dog was there.
And the classic kind of jump scare, you know, where the cop says Haddonfield, where nothing exciting ever happens, and boom, Michael shows up. That seems like a classic jump scare.
Yeah.
They really did their homework when it came to that scene.
This movie could also be called The Revenge of Michael Myers.
I know.
He sure is getting revenge. And yes, I looked past a lot of this stuff in the theater. The dialogue problems, like "Evil dies tonight," 40 years ago.
Kind of cringeworthy.
Yeah. And you know, I think the "Evil dies tonight" was cool at the start, but the way some people said it, just kind of like, you know, like "Evil dies tonight." You're like, okay, calm down.
A little corny.
But yeah, the blood, the gore, the violence, definitely the most brutal Michael has ever been.
Easily, yeah. Wow, those kills.
Yeah. I actually felt bad for the old couple in that house. I'm like, oh
yeah.
But I will say it was extremely realistic when he's like, "There's a man in our bathroom and he's wearing a monster mask." She says, "What does he want?" Who gives a shit? Go. That was very real. They didn't go to. But yeah, I love.
Did a number on that guy.
Oh yeah.
Like, let's see what this little knife will do. How about this one?
Oh, that was funny.
I was hoping that Halloween 2018 would have had a flashback to 1978, and then they didn't. I was like, oh man, they probably never will now, but really cool that Halloween Kills opened with one.
Yeah.
Really glad they did because they nailed it.
Yeah.
I will say this, as far as your legacy characters returning, I thought they could have handled their death a bit more because, you know, Marion just kind of went out with stab, stab, stab.
Yeah. Shouldn't last
just got sliced right across the throat so quickly.
Yeah.
I figured Tommy Doyle probably had the best of the returning character's death because he had that moment where he was staring into Michael's eyes as he was dying.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, he killed everybody. They didn't say very much for Halloween Ends, though. Laurie didn't have any scenes with Michael this time, so they're probably saving that for the next movie.
Of course.
Final showdown. Final confrontation or something. So yeah, she wasn't even really in this one a whole lot.
No.
Kind of funny how she spent the whole time in the hospital, much like the original Halloween 2.
Yeah.
Which everyone complains and cries about, and
I
they
know.
do it again.
We're saving it for Halloween Ends, you know, which is going to take place 4 years later. That's going to actually, it's not going to be on the same night. That's going to take place, you know, when the movie comes out in 2022. It's going to take place in 2022. It's not going to be a direct sequel, a direct follow-up like this one was. Which makes sense, because you can't, you know, you can only show so much of the same night.
Which is weird, but so what's Michael doing for 4 years? Where'd he go? Did he go somewhere?
Good question.
You leave town?
He's getting a tan in the Bahamas.
Yeah, he's sleeping on a hermit's table for 4 years.
Yeah. He's going to the same place where he was at in Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, wherever he was.
He's going to Santa Mira.
Yeah. Integrity 101's in the chat. How's it going? He liked Halloween Kills too. Excellent.
Maybe he'll go back to what was it? Going back to Cali.
Yeah.
H2O.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe
Which
he's going
had
after
LL Cool J
Josh
in it.
for 4 years somehow.
Yeah.
I've heard people say that Jamie and Josh Hartnett is supposed to come back or something. I don't see that happening.
No, probably not. I knew
Yeah.
one of the three was going to die. I figured it was going to be either Laurie or the daughter. And yeah, wow, that was a cool way to end the movie. That pretty much gave me exactly what I wanted. I like that Michael kind of won at the end.
Yeah.
How often do we see that? You know, I mean, technically, kind of say, he got away at the end of the first movie, so it's kind of like that. But he killed one of the main characters off at the very end, and then all the other people that were trying to take him down, all the returning characters from the first movie. Really cool stuff.
Yeah. You notice they did a lot of flashbacks to the original movie, like showing Laurie take off the mask. But I noticed immediately in the theater when Brackett was talking, I'm like, you just showed a scene from Halloween 2 where he pulls back the sheet and sees
Annie.
The retcon Halloween.
Yeah. It's like, that's not in this timeline, but then again, like, obviously that would have had to have happened at some point anyway. So, so might as well show the same footage,
Yeah, I do appreciate
it. I like that. I like those little subtle, and then of course all the references to Halloween 3, the costumes and stuff.
Yeah.
We saw more of those kids this time, of course.
Yep, and I think the filmmakers, hear a lot of the criticisms. Like when Halloween 2018 came out, a lot of people were like, we don't like the fact that Hawkins died. He was one of the best characters. So what do? Oh, he just survived getting stabbed.
Yeah.
On that. I was like, damn.
And run over. He got run
over.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, Sartain wasn't much of a killer then. He needs to take more notes from his hero, Myers himself.
I do
Myers was a very good mentor, I guess.
Yeah, I do appreciate the fact that someone finally told Laurie, Michael is not even after you. The doctor tried to bring Michael to you. So it ain't about you.
Yeah. I'm like, he knows about you.
Some of that dialogue at the end when she was saying, what was it, like, the more he kills, I'm paraphrasing here. It was like the more he kills, the more
he transcends.
Yeah. And I was like, that was a little hokey. I don't think that's really the deal, but I think that's just her speculation. That's just pure conjecture,
Yeah. I still thought she was good, though, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, yeah, no, she was great. She nailed it. And I'm sure we'll see a whole lot more of her in Halloween Ends. It'll be cool to see, what her reaction is to her daughter being killed by Myers, see how she's dealing with that, coping with the loss of her daughter to, the man from her past.
I liked her relationship with Hawkins, and it was like you get to see a different side to her, joking around.
Yeah, that was cool. It was almost like he even hinted that he was the father of Judy Greer's character, Alice. Karen, yeah, and Alice is the granddaughter, right?
It could be,
yeah.
And I liked Judy Greer in this one. I didn't really care for her much in the last one,
Yeah, like when she took the mask and then lured him to.
Yeah, that was cool.
They started beating him. They shot him. I like how he was immortal once again. And Halloween Kills, I feel like they kind of hid that. Like they kind of, like they didn't really do anything to him that and important couldn't survive. He did take a beating for sure, but this one, oh yeah, they pumped him full of bullets. They stabbed him. They beat the crap out of him. Like he was definitely invincible in this one. And
I mean, after that,
2018, it was a little more vague.
After what the town did to them in there at the end there, I mean.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Yeah. It's cool seeing him go up against a big group of people quite a few times in this movie. We don't get to see a lot of that.
Yeah. When I saw that in the theater, the moment Michael steps out into the street and everyone's like, gotcha, and they're all standing there, he picks the mask up, looks around like, let's do this. And I'm like, oh,
I
God.
thought that was cool.
Love it.
Wasn't
Yeah.
expecting him to
Give
get
me
his ass
chills.
kicked, but, you know, there was one kill in this movie that genuinely made me go, that lady who's trying to shoot Michael at the car, and she's like this close from him, and he just says, okay, I'm done. Kicks the door, and she, I was like, what the heck?
Yeah. Stupid. That was pretty kind of stupid.
We never saw Ben Tramer. They mentioned him, but
Yeah.
is he still alive in this continuity? You know?
Yeah, I guess
He will
he
be in the
is.
next one.
Maybe we'll see him again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we should go ahead and talk about the emotional scene of the movie with the person they mistake as Michael.
Oh, God.
I knew that was coming. That was just so like obvious. I was like, okay, like they kept showing him. I was like, okay, I already know he's gonna die. They're gonna cause his death, and they're gonna have the moment where they're gonna say, "Look at us, we're all becoming just as crazy as Michael. We're all the true monsters." I was like, get it over with, please. Just get it over with because I know it's coming. Just get out of the way so we can move on. I knew exactly where it was going. It did exactly the way I thought it was gonna go, and it was just like,
it was bad. I'm sorry, it was bad.
That was probably the least part of the movie.
That made me cringe.
I will say the music in that scene was good, though.
Yeah, I agree.
The score of this movie is excellent.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh,
yeah,
brutal. Yeah, I just love like how he's become such a legend. All the people building him up and just talking about him. That's what I like about the character. In the first one, we only had Loomis who would give that exposition. He would be describing him. This one, it's like everybody. The whole town's talking about the effect he's had on the town and everything. That's just awesome. That's just brilliant.
Yeah.
That's what I like about the character. He's the true boogeyman. You know, that's what I've always liked.
Terrorizing the town. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel like they tried to make a lot of people Loomis in this movie. Kind of have that Loomis trait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, let's have Tommy Doyle come back and he can deliver the lines and try and be like Loomis, beat down Michael.
And meanwhile, Laurie's giving lines like Loomis.
Mm-hmm. I liked Anthony Michael Hall. He's always been a favorite of mine anyway. He was a good choice for Tommy. So now we've had Paul Rudd. We've had Ant-Man and Rusty Griswold playing Tommy.
Yeah, I could just imagine, you know, during the scene where they're all beating up on Michael, you see Chevy Chase. Attaboy, Russ.
Crash Chatch brings up a good point. That's what I was thinking too. He was laughing about, like, they killed the wrong guy, but what if that guy was also a mass murderer? I mean, he was locked up in the asylum. He was an inmate. You know, he was convicted of something, I guess. So, hell, maybe he was a murderer too, you know?
No, we didn't get to the Metallica talk yet.
Yeah, but that's coming next.
How about the sheriff guy when he's at first he's trying to stop everybody, control everybody, and then he's just like, and he runs up the stairs. Oh my God.
I think out of all the sheriffs in this franchise, what has he done?
He's useless.
Pretty much. That was a weird choice at the beginning where the cop is we'll probably see more of him in Halloweenians as well. But yeah, when he was a rookie, I guess, he was just a new police officer, and now he's, has a bigger now he's, obviously been promoted. He accidentally shot his one of his partners or whatever, just a fellow officer, and then it's like, oh, I accidentally killed him, so I'm going to stop this mass murderer from being killed by Dr. Loomis. Like,
yeah.
Why?
But I have to say, even with the brutality of the a lot more kills in this one than we usually see, they still had some good suspense behind it and build up to the kills. Like I like that they didn't forego the suspense and just make it a straight up slasher kill fest.
Yeah, I agree.
It still had a lot of that same Halloween feel of the old classic movies.
It was very true to all the best elements of the original films.
Yeah.
Overall, I thought it was excellent. Gave me exactly what I wanted. It was getting bashed quite a bit upon when it first came out, but now I'm seeing a little bit more positive reviews for it, which is good because I thought it delivered and then some.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I can't complain a whole lot, but yeah, there was a few things that bothered me, but there was a few things that bothered me in 2018 as well. So
Yeah, I agree. Trash dash from 90-year-old Clint Eastwood as Tommy Doyle. Trick or treat, punk.
I've heard a few people say that the editing of the movie seems a bit off. I think one scene that I thought immediately when I saw was, what the hell happened to Lindsay? You see her hiding like that, and then Michael walks away. She's fine. The next time you see her, she's soaking wet, bloody, and you're like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, what did we miss?
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
They must have cut something out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, yeah. Great film. Anybody else have anything they'd like to say about Halloween Kills? Should we go and give them time? We're at the 2.5 hour mark, so.
Out of the legacy characters, she was probably my favorite. Lindsay. I liked seeing her come back, and I thought she was good in it.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't kill her off right away like they did with.
Yeah, so we'll
Marion.
probably see her again. And
Yeah.
I think she was smart. When Michael was attacking her, she went right for the mask to kind of fuck with him, and then she got away.
Yeah.
It's cool that Kyle Richards reprised her role as Lindsay, too.
I know.
Lindsay Wallace, and she's aged very well, too. I think she's still very attractive.
Still looks good.
Yeah.
I kind of wish she was in some of the others, after seeing her.
Yeah, me too.
I wish she was in like 4 and 5 or whatever, like something.
This is for Dr. Loomis.
That was kind of cringy.
Yeah.
Or even Brackett's line there. Hey, Michael, everyone's entitled to one good scare. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, some of the dialogue was a little groan-inducing. I'd be rolling my eyes a little bit. All right. You guys ready to get into Metallica?
Oh,
yeah, let's do it.
Hell yeah. Gonna talk all about Metallica's discography. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this magazine says the ultimate guide to heavy metal's greatest band, but I don't see Black Sabbath anywhere in this cover. And when you turn around, you see Metallica in there, but I don't get it. It says heavy metal's greatest band. I don't see Black Sabbath anywhere in here. False advertising. That's weird. But anyway, I'm going to talk about Metallica. Their entire
biggest band, maybe.
Huh?
Maybe the biggest band.
Before we get into it, I just want to go and mention their demo, No Life Till Leather, which was the only official release that had Dave Mustaine on lead guitar and Ron McGovney on bass before they were replaced by Kirk Hammett on lead guitar and Cliff Burton, respectively. Cliff Burton is, of course, one of my favorite bass players, and Dave Mustaine's a great guitarist. Of course, he got kicked out and went on to form Megadeth. Everybody already knows that story. I'll save that for another video, but so I've wanted to own that for years, and they, it was on cassette back in the day, and they re-released it on cassette again with a very limited release. It's like, okay, the thing's really hard to find as it is, and now you're going to give it a limited release only on cassette. What the hell? Why not just put it to where we can easily have it? So anyway, I do have it here on this release, even though it's called Metallica Bay Area Thrashers, the early days, and it's supposedly a live album, but all it is, this is the No Life Till Leather demo with live sounds added, and Gibbs headphones in between song banter just added in between the tracks, and then just live audience sounds just spread throughout. I'd rather it be the full demo, but this is the closest thing you'll ever get to actually owning the No Life Till Leather demo in a proper release that you don't want to spend a small fortune on. So, yeah, very happy to have this in my collection. Like I said, it does have Dave Mustaine on lead guitar and Ron McGovney on bass before they left. Cool. Very happy to have this in my collection. No Life Till Leather demo. One of the only Metallica releases with Dave Mustaine before Kirk joined the band. He left Exodus to join Metallica after Dave was kicked out. So, yeah, very happy to have this. This is kind of where it all began. And Dave Mustaine wrote a lot of their songs on, 4 to be exact, 4 songs on Kill 'Em All. Which was their debut album, Kill 'Em All by Metallica. Just jump right in. Their first and still one of their best. This is probably my second favorite. What's my first? We'll get to that in due time. I don't skip a single track on this album. I always listen to it front to back. So heavy. It's quite possibly their heaviest, at least where James Hetfield's vocals are concerned. This is my favorite James Hetfield singing performance. He had an awesome metal voice. He would do the screams. He sounded very aggressive and very pissed off. We got Hit the Lights, Four Horsemen, which was also on No to Leather under the name Mechanics. It was re-recorded by Megadeth on their first album, Killings of My Business, again under this title Mechanics. Dan Mustaine wrote the original lyrics. It was one of his songs, of course. It was one of the ones he wrote that appeared in this album, but it's been retitled Four Horsemen with new lyrics pinned by Hetfield. Great song, Motor Breath, Jump in the Fire. Whiplash, Phantom Lord. I think that was another one Mustaine wrote, if I'm mistaken.
Motor Breath.
Yeah. I don't know. Then No Remorse, Seek and Destroy. My band does a cover of that. This is a really fun song to play on guitar. It's heavy as hell. I love it.
Yeah.
Then of course Metal Militia. Yeah, I don't skip a single track on this album. I think it's still one of their best. It's just awesome. Off to a magnificent start.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Dave Mustaine co-wrote Four Horsemen under the original title Mechanics, Jump in the Fire, Phantom Lord. Okay, I was right. And then Metal Militia. Oh, yeah.
Whiplash, that's another classic.
Whiplash is great.
This is a classic.
And you got the Clip Burton solo, the Anesthesia.
Yeah, it's Anesthesia, yeah. Clip Burton was an insane bassist. One of my favorites of all time. He was just awesome. He almost played the bass kind of like a lead guitar, sort of. He was
sounded almost like a guitar.
Yeah, he had a very impressive style. Just phenomenal in every way.
Because he could hit like those high notes, like the.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was really very innovative, and the fact that they traveled across the country, for a bass player, they knew they had to have him. They knew he'd make the band better, and he did. He was great.
Not a bad track on there.
Yep. Nope. I agree. I never skip a single track. It's perfect front to back. Just a solid 10 out of 10. Awesome debut. Just a thrasher piece in every way.
Absolutely. And Seek and Destroy was one of the first songs I learned on guitar.
Yep.
And
same here.
Play along with it.
It's one of the most fun to play.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the catchiest song on the album.
Yeah.
Searching.
Yeah. It's probably my favorite song on the album still. It's close between that and Whiplash. But like I said, they're all really, really great.
I always remember when they play that live, it's like 20 minutes long because they do the shout along.
Yep.
For like 10 minutes.
Yeah, when Jason Newsted was in the band, I've got on that live album that comes with the DVD. He was actually the one that did the vocals on it. Yeah. He had a pretty cool metal voice too. It'd be cool if he did more singing when he was in the band, because that was kind of the point where James Hetfield was just doing the stuff. I didn't like that as much as his early voice where he did the screams and had a really awesome kick-ass metal voice.
Mm-hmm.
I love the rawness of Kill 'Em All. It's just raw thrash, like the early Slayer and the early Exodus and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It has that feel, that raw
very
aggression and energy.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite song, son?
Between Seek and Destroy and the Four Horsemen, I just can't help but just to get into those. But overall, I think every song is perfection.
Yeah.
Great album.
I have to go. So my personal favorite is No Remorse.
Yeah.
Because it just like I love how it just kicks right into it. It's like dan like
Yeah.
heavy as hell.
I love that opening riff. They were so creative with riffs back then. Like
Yeah.
they loaded so many songs. Each song has like 10 different riffs, and it's like I think maybe they ran out of ideas for great riffs because they used them all too early on.
I know.
Save some of these riffs for later. Maybe some of the later albums would have been a little better, you know.
A lot of in Fourth Horseman's quite a bit of changes too.
Yeah.
It's 7 minutes long.
Mhm.
Yeah, we could say thank Dave Mustaine for one of that one.
Mm.
For that one.
Well, he was creative as hell too. We know that.
Oh yeah.
Yep, it is a fantastic record, but I think that the next one might be my favorite. Ride the
This is
Lightning.
definitely my favorite.
My
Ride
favorite
the
too.
Yep.
All the way. Badass.
Love it. This might be their heaviest, actually. Like I said,
Yeah.
James Hetfield's voice was his singing style maybe been heavier because he did a few more screams on the first one, but I think overall this album is heavier. Yeah. Oh, I love it so much. Fight Fire with Fire. You know, starts out that that slower, like almost acoustic sound, and it just gets really, really heavy, and then the title track, which is my favorite song on this album, and still one of my
Me
favorite
too.
Metallica songs ever.
I love it.
Yes.
Flash before my
eyes. Hell yeah.
That
And then
kicks
Front of
ass.
the Bell Tolls, which is a classic. Everybody likes that. It's a fan favorite. I've heard that one a little too much, but it's still great. You know, I'd rather listen to that than Inner Sandman, of course. They've both been never played, but For the Bell Tolls is still awesome and hasn't been played quite as much as Inner Sandman, but more on
I
that
still
later.
love the intros. This is probably
Me
my
too.
favorite intro.
Yeah. And of course, Fade to Black, which is like kind of their first slower song that Trapped Under Ice. Love that heavy chugging riff.
Yeah.
And of course, Creeping Death and Call of Cthulhu. All great.
Creeping Death
all
is
filler,
great,
no
yeah.
filler. Yeah.
Escape is a great one too. I love.
Yeah. I feel like Escape is one that a lot of people would consider filler, and even James Hetfield doesn't like that song because they had told him to write another one for the album. But I actually liked that song.
Not to me. I love it.
Yeah, me too.
And of course, Creeping Death. You know, you watch that live and they're all die, and you just get into it.
Mustaine had a couple songwriting credits on this one too. Ride the Lightning, the song, and Call of Cthulhu. He co-wrote those as well.
Nice.
Yeah, Call of Cthulhu is another great instrumental with a lot of awesome lead bass by Cliff Burton. It's just sick. Yeah, this freaking album just slays.
It just rocks.
Yeah, I love it. It's perfect front to back. It is my favorite. Metallica has
5 stars.
Very likely will never top this one. Yep, definitely. Love it.
Like you said, flawless.
Indeed.
It's a heavy metal masterpiece. It's a masterpiece.
For sure.
Everything's great. Even the Lars is great on it.
Yeah, that drum fill he did in For the Bell Tolls. His drumming is actually pretty kick ass on their early albums. You know, I'll definitely give him that.
Kirk Hammett has some awesome solos.
Yeah, some really wild, energetic solos. I like Kirk Hammett's solos. A lot of people criticize him for his overuse of the wah-wah pedal. I don't care. I think he's definitely got serious chops, you know?
Yeah.
He's very talented. I do prefer Mustaine a little bit. When you hear the early recordings, I think his solos were a little more, what's the word? A little more aggressive and kind of melodic, too. A little more inspired. But it's a close one. They're both very, very, very talented in different ways. You know? I do kind of wish Mustaine had done a little more with the band, but Ham was certainly great.
That's the thing. You always wonder what it would be like.
Yeah. But then we wouldn't have had Megadeth, so now we got 2 great bands instead of 1.
That's why I'm glad in a way.
Yeah, same here. I think it was the right thing for everybody. There's been too many egos. I don't think Dave Mustaine and Lars Ulrich could have been in the same band. That'd have been too much. I don't think it would have worked. It was too much of a personality clash. So they had to get somebody a little more introverted, like Kirk Hammett.
They still fight to this day, even sometimes. Like
yeah, oh yeah.
Like about the last thing was about the No Life to Leather thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Because Lars wanted credit for co-writing on it when Dave Mustaine wrote those songs, and he's like, I'm not giving him credit. So they never officially came out with it.
Right. Wish they would.
Yeah,
but,
I know.
At least we have that thing I showed you at the beginning, so which is the next best thing. It's the closest thing we'll ever have to a proper release. It's just a false live version.
That would be cool to have.
Yeah.
But you see, do you have that? I'm sure you have that Cliff and Mall video, which shows the live, some of the stuff from the live.
Yeah,
shows,
they have a few of the live concerts from when Dave Mustaine was in the band.
Yeah.
This is an awesome DVD tribute to Cliff.
Some
It's got a lot of Laurie
I like some of the interview footage too.
Yeah, it's awesome. Hi, Cliff.
And you could see he was a prominent member of the band. He's doing all the talking and stuff, like Dave Mustaine.
James Hetfield kind of had stage fright. He was a little shy early on. He would get into it when they performed, but Dave Mustaine did a lot more, between song banter. He was almost kind of like the real frontman of the band.
Yeah.
Even though Hetfield was the singer. Are you guys ready for the next one?
Yeah. Another classic.
Master of Puppets. Another great. This is my third favorite next to the first 2. Great album.
Oh, yeah.
This is my second favorite. I'm pretty sure I've almost worn this CD out.
Me too. I've played this one to death. This and Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden. I've just wore it out. We got, of course, Battery. The title track, of course, is a fan favorite. Of course, The Thing That Should Not Be. Welcome Home. Sanitarium. Disposable Heroes. Back to the Front.
Great song.
Leper Messiah. The instrumental, Orion. And, of course, Damage Incorporated, which is probably my favorite song. I love that. I really like the drums on that song, and I like the melody, the tune of the verses. That's cool. And another great Hammett solo as well.
And another great bass intro on Orion. The cool instrumental.
Yeah, I guess Cliff Burton did quite a bit more writing for this album.
Yeah. I love Battery too. That's a great opening track.
Yeah. Definitely. Damage Incorporated's probably my favorite.
The Thing That Should Not Be. That's crazy heavy, man. What a riff.
Yeah, really. I think we lost Hellhound here.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. That's probably one of the heaviest songs, I think. Or the heaviest riff on Thing That Should Not Be.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, you got the classic Master of Puppets song.
Yeah. It's an epic. I like the whole the breakdown too in the middle there. The do do
Oh,
do
yeah.
do when it gets melodic.
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
My
Oh, you on your
laptop,
phone again?
Yeah, my laptop disconnected from the internet for some reason. So
Uh,
back to the phone, unfortunately.
Leper Messiah is one of my favorites too. That's really heavy.
That's a great
Awesome.
one.
Bound to Leper Messiah.
Yeah, like I was saying, Cliff Burton had a lot more songwriting. Did a lot more songwriting with this album. Like I said, it was sad that it ended up being his last.
Yeah,
A
fortunately.
tragic bus accident that killed him after the release of this recording.
What do you think about this? How the the style of this album, I'd say, is a lot different than the previous two. We got double vision.
Back to the laptop.
I would say that Master of Puppets doesn't feel as raw as their first two albums.
Yeah, it's more produced, right?
Yeah.
It was a little more commercial sounding, a little more like mainstream, had more of a sound compared to the first two, and it was kind of a precursor to what would come later, but still a terrific thrash metal album nonetheless. Just a classic in every way. I do prefer the first two a little bit, but Master of Puppets is still a force to be reckoned with as an
Definitely.
excellent entry to their discography. It's still one of their best for sure.
Oh yeah.
I think it was the last album out of their catalog that I consider a flawless masterpiece. So
Yeah. Again, not a bad song on there though.
nope, it's all killer, no filler.
No filler.
Now, as far as the next album goes, I definitely got to talk about this one, And Justice for All. So I will say this is definitely a record that I grew up with, family members that listen to it a lot. So, I love Cliff, but when I think of Metallica, I think of Jason Newsted's stage presence a lot and what he brought to the table. And it sucks that they treated him so bad just because he wasn't Cliff.
Yeah, that's
during this.
Yeah, he was great. Yeah. The bass was almost completely inaudible in this recording. That was really stupid of them to do that because it's like, dude, the fans want to hear the bass too. And I thought I thought Jason Newsted was great. I do prefer Cliff, but Newsted was definitely fit in with the band very well, and I think he's underrated. And they never really treated him very well, and never really welcomed him as a proper member, following Cliff's death. It's a shame that Burton passed away, but I do think that Jason Newsted was great as well. And
But
it's kind of a shame that
but you wonder what it would have sounded like. Probably would have been better.
Yeah, exactly.
And I bet he probably busted his ass. He probably wanted to prove himself,
Yeah,
as being the new guy, coming in, replacing someone as great as Cliff was too. It's like, man, I really got to bring it here.
It's some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, I will say that I love this era of Metallica because especially my favorite live performance they did was Live Shit, Binge and Purge, Seattle.
Yeah.
That was a brutal concert, where it opens up with Blackened and it's just so heavy.
Blackened's probably still my favorite song on this album. Most people would say One. And it's a good song too. I think I've heard it a little too much. And I just like Blackened. It's a little more heavy and aggressive. And this one's not as heavy as their first three. And again, it's even more commercial sounding.
I don't know about that.
Huh?
I don't know about that. I think it's pretty damn heavy.
Well, no, it is, but it's not as I don't know. There's a difference. There's like a difference. It's not as like raw and aggressive.
It's not as raw,
Yeah, it has a kind of a more I don't know, radio friendly feel. Not as much as what would come later, but just in comparison to the first three. The first three were pure thrash metal. This one just feels a little more. It's still thrashy enough. That was kind of their last thrashy album, at least for a while. But like, it's I don't know. It's just very different from what became before.
Yeah,
I think.
Oh, go ahead.
It comes very close. This is my fourth favorite next to the first three. It's still a good album. It just I don't listen to it quite as much as the first three, of course.
In my opinion, I like James' vocals the best on this because I feel like he was more aggressive. He had a nastier tone to his voice.
Yeah.
I felt, you know.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, you could definitely hear the voice change from the first three.
Yeah.
To this.
Yeah. Like
In the
his
first
voice
two, he
was
kind of sounded like
deeper and
yeah. That was but this is kind of the transition to those growls that he became known for, the yeah yeahs and stuff. This is kind of the
yeah, but he
link
doesn't do
between-
that on here. He doesn't
No,
do
thankfully,
yeah.
but this is kind of like this is kind of the what I'm saying. This is like the transition to that. Whereas the first two albums, he kind of sounded like a teenager still going through puberty.
Yeah.
But it worked. You know, he sounded very angry and aggressive, which I love. But then on this one, you know, this is kind of like the link between that and then the yeah stuff, the growls.
They still sound real angry, I think.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think this is his last great vocal performance, in my opinion.
I like some of the stuff Lars did on the drums.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And if I could hear the bass, you know, I'd comment a little more on Newstead's performance in this one. But thanks to James and Lars,
It is an issue for sure.
yeah, big time. That's definitely a detractor. Harvester of Sorrow is a really good song too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I like I the Beholder a lot.
Yep, that's a good one.
Yeah.
A real cool intro on that too.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Slowly comes that opening riff slowly comes in. Like
I think one of my favorites would be Shortest Straw. Shortest Straw. Love that one.
That's a
I
good
still like Justice for All too, even though it's like 10 minutes long.
one. Yeah,
The opening's awesome. It's really mellow, and then it's like tut, 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 tut.
you can still hear that Motorhead influence still prevalent.
Yeah.
But of course, this would lead us into an era that split people completely with the Black Album.
Mm.
You know, I will say it's not terrible, but I've heard so many songs that I'm sick of it at this point.
I don't ever need to hear any of these songs again. I'm sick
the
to
problem.
Ad nauseum. They play them on the radio too much. Still to this day. Okay, so yeah, it's not a bad album. It's not really a metal album. It's definitely not a thrash metal album. It's more hard rock. They just kind of got less and less heavy as time went on at this point. And again, they're good songs, just a little too commercial and radio friendly, just mainstream sounding. It's not like in a poppy way really, but just kind of I don't know, it's kind of boring. You know, they're good songs. They're technically well written. You know, all that stuff. It's still got some good solos here and there. Hell, I even kind of like the solo on Inner Sandman, even though I've heard it more than I've heard my own name called. You know, but yeah, I don't need to hear Inner Sandman or Sad But True or Unforgiven or Wherever My Roam Ever Again or Nothing Else
Never
Matters.
again.
You know, in my opinion, after the first four albums, nothing else matters in their discography.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. It's sad but true, you know.
Yeah, I will say that I do like the song "Holier Than Thou," though the way that starts to dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, I like that.
I think of Wolf and Man and The God That Failed are pretty good songs. Maybe just because they haven't been played ad nauseum like some of the other songs have, but you know, again, they're all good songs. It's just, it's just kind of boring for me. Not a thrash metal album.
Yeah. I think Jason does some good stuff in there, like The God That Failed and My Friend Misery.
And you can hear it.
Yeah, you can hear it.
That's always a big plus.
Some pretty good stuff in there that he does,
Yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, It's definitely, you could tell they're going for the money now, and
Yeah.
at this point, they want it to be more accessible to the mainstream.
Even the
You
title
can't
is
deny
boring.
it. It has to.
Even the title is boring in that it doesn't really have a title. The name of the album is just Metallica. It's self-titled. You know, everybody just calls it the Black Album because, you know, if you call it Metallica, that'll just be confusing. I hate when bands do that. Unless it's their first album. If it's their first album, you can call it self-titled. But I hate when it's like, you know, one of their later albums and they just don't give it a title. I think that's just stupid. And but it's pretty fitting.
Yep.
And kind of a boring
Yep.
cover too.
Yeah,
Just a black
cover.
album with
Yeah.
black.
A boring cover with a boring title for a boring album. No, seriously. Again, it is a good album. It's just, like I said, it's just not, you know, it's not heavy. It's not really very metal. It's just, I don't know. As a hard rock album, yeah, hell, it probably is one of the best, you know, but I've just heard these songs way too much. I'm just sick to death of them.
Maybe if it didn't get played so much, we would like it more. You know?
Yeah. And Master of Puppets I've heard a lot, but that was my own doing. I played it a lot myself. With this album, it's been played, you know, against my will. I'll be at a club or something, and, you know, Sad But True will come on. I'm just like, ugh. I'm over it already.
It's so much more simpler, like simple riffs, and
Yeah,
there's
very
no
much
complexity because
so.
I'm sure Justice has a lot to do with that because that was pretty
Yeah.
complex.
Yeah, this one's very simplified.
Maybe too much.
And it would only get worse from here.
Yep, with of course, Load.
Oh man.
You know, I will say this. You know, these are all personal preferences. So if somebody's favorite album is Load, awesome. It's just not what I prefer.
Yeah. I don't mean any disrespect if anybody likes this album, but to me, it's just not really a good representation of why I got into the band in the first place. And the fact they cut all their hair, I think, is a testament to the fact that they weren't really a metal band anymore, like at all.
Yeah.
In fact, this almost sounds like what I would call country metal. You know?
Country metal.
So I hate to admit it, I do kind of like Ain't My Bitch and The House Jack Built. I think, and even Until It Sleeps and King Nothing, I think they're catchy songs. You know, they're kind of fun, but like they're not really very moving or compelling. I don't feel like I'm a better person for having listened to it. I feel like it's just kind of a cheap thrill. It's like fast food of the music world. You know, they're not bad songs, but they're not really very fulfilling either. You know, they're not very compelling or insightful. There's nothing too innovative here. It just sounds like things I've heard before. You know, they do it well. It's just what they're doing that I'm not really into. You know, and come on, that cover, like really, we all know what that is, and that's not good.
Even when you look at them, it's just like, what is?
Yeah.
That was so corny to me. I'm like, oh, they're all gonna cut their hair now.
Yeah.
That's so cheesy.
Well, at least Lars Ulrich didn't have his wannabe Eminem haircut yet.
It's like, come on, all at the same time, you're gonna cut your hair.
Yeah, I know. Like, I wonder who did it first.
That's supposed to show, oh, we're grunge now. We're trying to be like Alice in Chains. And...
We're a 90s band. I guess James Hetfield even dyed his hair black. And his
looks like Seamus.
Yeah. And Kirk Hammett and Lars Ulrich are both wearing a crap ton of eyeliner. Wow.
Yeah.
Looks constipated in that picture. Man, what?
I just remember, like, I remember hoping, like, oh, I hope they go heavier this time because of the Black Album. I was like, please be heavier, like going back to the old style, and it's even lighter. Like,
no such luck.
And they went way in the other side.
I mean, what would you call this? Like blues rock in a way? Like just a blues rock album?
Yeah.
Grunge.
Yeah.
It's not metal.
And then, of course, you know what's next? Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah.
Memory remains. Sadly, yeah, my memory does remain of this atrocious album. I wish it didn't, but yeah, the last album cover was well, I guess I won't say it out loud. This time we have bloody urine, but it's a pretty good representation of. Okay, yeah, like I said, yeah, the memory remains. Unforgiven 2. There's a few catchy songs here, but overall, this album to me is just a huge disappointment. It's just a letdown. It just got worse and worse from here. This is even worse than Load. Much worse than the Black Album. It's just not a good. They're very far from metal on this one. I know a lot of thrash metal bands, especially, weren't really heavy anymore. Metal was kind of dead in the 90s, and hell, this album's a testament to that. I understand bands wanted to branch out, try different styles, and people weren't really listening to this type of music anymore. I mean, well, I was, but most people weren't, I guess. And the band just kind of wanted to reflect what was cool at the time. But
yeah,
I understand. But at the same time, it just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I think I got a old DVD somewhere called Cunning Stunts, which is just a live show with a lot of these songs being played.
This one?
Yeah.
That would be it.
Mm-hmm. Now, would you say that they're bad albums?
I mean, well, the thing is, like I said, they're not really metal albums anymore. And as far as rock goes, they're not bad. They're, I wouldn't even say, I'd say they're, for what they are, they're adequate. It's just, I'm just not into this type of music, really, There's other bands that were around at this time that were doing it better. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, technically the songs aren't poorly written or anything. It's just, it just doesn't do anything for me. I hardly ever listen to this.
Yeah, me neither.
But
I'll say, I mean, there's a couple of songs I like on each one.
Yeah,
I don't think they're completely terrible, but it's just not Metallica,
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I like the
like
song
you said.
Bad Seed. I think that one's pretty cool.
I kind of like a couple songs on Low. I like Until It Sleeps. I thought.
Yeah, I like it too.
It's a good song. It's not It doesn't sound like Metallica, but it was like well written.
Yeah.
Pretty rockin'. It's not metal, but it's rockin'.
Give me fuel, give me fire.
I like Gimme Fuel, honestly. It's rocking. It's like
that memory remains very catchy. Yeah, they're okay. Kind of stupid, but they're fun. They're fun songs for what they are.
It's fun,
yeah. But in comparison to some of the stuff that came before, it's very poor, I think.
Yeah.
But like I said, a lot of metal bands did that around the time, so I can't fault them too much for it.
I like his. You guys probably don't, but I like his singing in "Hero of the Day."
Oh yeah,
like he really sings on that song, like more than anything he's ever done.
Yeah, he did kind of go for like more of a traditional, like actual like singing voice instead of metal type vocals and like screaming and stuff. And which is fine. He has an okay singing voice.
It was something different.
Yeah. But I don't know.
But before we get to the big one, I just wanted to throw this one in there. They did Garage Inc. in I think a year after Reload.
Yeah, and I thought this was actually a pretty good cover album. But the thing is, if you're gonna cover Merciful Fate songs, if you can't do the King Diamond falsettos, please don't replace them with the because it just doesn't work, Or King Diamond went just doesn't go and it's just really, really annoying. It just doesn't work. It doesn't fit. Hell, I mean. I do love their cover of Sabracadabra by Black Sabbath, which was from the Sabbath Bloody Sabbath album, and it awesomely includes a segment from National Acrobat from the same album. I think they killed it on that version of the song. That was cool. It's electric. The version of Elixir Electric's good. I like their version of it. Turn the Page too. A lot of people don't, but I think it's really awesome. They did a great job with these songs. Of course, it says "Am I Evil?" the Diamond Head cover, which should have been on every version of Kill 'Em All. It's not on most versions. It's not on my release either, or my vinyl, I don't think. But it's on here, which is good. Because they just kill it when it comes to that song. They always have.
It's awesome.
It was really cool when they all did it as part of the Big Four concert when all the bands got up there and did it.
I love that.
That was awesome. Anthrax and Megadeth and Slayer, even though Tom Araya wasn't there. But
yeah. And of course, look at these fine gentlemen.
Metallica cats. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, that's
What about Whiskey in the Jar?
Yeah, the Thin Lizzy song. Yeah, that's a good song. I'm surprised they didn't dress like this all the time for that era. It was very fitting. And that's when James started to do that one snarl, the face.
Yeah.
Him and Dave Mustaine both did that. So who knows? I'm surprised Dave Mustaine hasn't come out and said that Hetfield copied him. But who knows? Yeah, great cover album. I actually really like this one a lot. I used to have this on cassette tape back in the day, and I listened to it constantly.
And that's got all the stuff from that one, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I like this one, yeah.
Me too. Yeah, it's even the same cover on the back, only it has their current faces plastered over top of their bodies from that picture you have there.
This actually, I feel, did have the raw feel, like early
Garage Days Revisited, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was thrashy.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was awesome.
And of course, around this time, I believe they also did the first S&M around this era.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's when I got pissed. That's when I started getting pissed off. I'm like, oh, come on, are you serious?
Well, this is their best live album, Live Purge. This is awesome.
That is a good one.
They put on a hell of a concert.
Yeah,
I recommend it. I talked about this a lot in my top 10 live albums video. Yeah, it's still great. I really like the DVDs that come with it. And yeah, this is right before they all cut their hair too, so they still look metal as hell.
Yeah.
Great concert, and like I said, Jason Newsted sings Seek and Destroy, and it's really cool. This was right before the huge decline in quality. This was like when they were still great, just barely.
Yeah.
And let's see here. I believe now we enter some dark times. Jason Newsted.
Oh God.
Dark times.
Let's get it over with.
Yep. Saint Anger.
I didn't buy it. Sorry.
You did the smart thing.
I'm not buying it.
Why not even own this piece of crap? It's funny.
I stopped buying. So Load and Reload I bought, but I sold them. I didn't bother with this one.
I had all my CDs in a big binder, a big CD case thing. And I don't know who did it. I was at a sleepover with a bunch of friends, and somebody scratched a few of my CDs, and this was one of them. And it was just like, thanks. I don't care. I'm glad they picked this one. And I didn't bother. I actually did replace it. I found the disc by itself for like $1. I don't know why. I guess I just had to have it. I've got completion. I don't know. I've got like completion anxiety, I guess. I got a whole collection.
You just have
but
to
I haven't
have
bothered to buy. Yeah, just had to have it. But like I said, it was $1. So then again, I could have spent that $1 on a few packs of gum or something. So. But yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go and say this album's a piece of crap. It's not good, no matter how you look at it. Is there a very sad attempt at a new metal album for some reason, and even by that standard, it still sucks. The drum, the snare sounds like an angry 2-year-old beating on trash cans at a garage door. The lyrics were written by that same 2-year-old kid. Terrible arrangements, terrible song structures, terrible compositions. This album sucks. No solos, which is a huge spit in the face. I hate this piece of crap.
Lots of your favorite vocal style. Yeah.
There's a lot of that on here. Saint Anger around my neck. I will say, I hate to admit it, but I think the the melody of Invisible Kid is kind of catchy. You never kind of listen to it. I kind of like do that, but that's not really saying much. It's not really a point in its favor. It's just, it shouldn't even be catchy. That's not even, compared to Master of Puppets and albums like that, this is just a gigantic turd. Just a total, both thumbs down. The closest you could possibly get to a 0 out of 10. This is one of the worst albums ever made, metal or otherwise. Certainly the worst metal album ever made, I think. At least for
might
a big
be the worst metal
band,
album. One of the worst, yeah.
Yeah, definitely the most disappointing. I'll be here all day if I list all the things I hate about this album. I'm sure that
Is this worse than Illa Divinum Insanus?
That's a close one because I always consider
Pretty
that the
close.
same anger of the death metal genre. How do they not display the dignity to not release this thing? Screw this album for being such a disaster. I sucks.
Yeah, just watch Some Kind of Monster with it.
Yeah. What the hell was he doing with the drums and that? Like,
I don't know. Yeah, when I first heard they were making a movie, I was like, cool, a Metallica movie. I thought it was going to be like about the history of the band and how they got together and stuff. But then I found out the movie was all about the making of this album. It's like, why? They could have just filmed somebody taking a dump and it would give you the same result. This piece of crap.
At least the movie had some interesting drama in there with them fighting and
they fought like a bunch of little kids, like throwing tantrums.
Yeah.
Fighting and him screaming and like throwing stuff. It's like, dude, you're being filmed right now. You're on camera. Like, whatever.
It's kind of funny though. Like, really, this rock band needs therapy. How cheesy is that?
Jason Newsted thought that was absolutely pathetic, and I I agree. I did kind of like the interview with Dave Mustaine. I wish they would have had the whole thing. You can find the whole interview on YouTube. This only has like part of it. That was kind of interesting, to see his thoughts and him talking to Laurie after all those years. Too bad James couldn't have been in that part too. I guess he was in rehab at the time. But that was kind of interesting, I guess. But overall, that'd be cool if they could have made a movie like about their entire history and how they formed and everything. They had a little bit of that in there, but mostly just about the recording of this piece of this insipid diarrhea. So, yeah, they recommend this DVD with all the videos too.
Yeah,
but they didn't start making music videos until
one.
Yeah, but.
Yeah, I think I got that DVD, and when you watch it, you could just see the decline as it goes on.
Big time.
It starts off with one, and then you end up in Saint Anger territory, and it's like, oh, God.
It felt like they were trying. It's the problem is it's so overproduced. I think it's like so choppy and like it's all over the place. It's so sloppy. It's like I don't know what they would do. Just lost their minds.
Yeah, big time. These are the stupidest lyrics. Fred, tick, 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 tock. My lifestyle determines my death style.
Tick, tick, tock.
These are the eyes that can't see me. These are the hands that drop your trust. Oh my God.
Like you said, yeah, like a 5-year-old wrote the lyrics.
Look out, here I come.
What happened to the songwriting that they
what happened to the people who wrote, Seek and Destroy and the title track of Ride the Lightning, Great stuff. If I were Robert Trujillo, who was the new bass player after Jason Newsted left, I would have refused to put my face in this album. He didn't even play on the album. Bob Rock, the producer, actually did all the bass parts on this.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, allegedly, but I don't think having Trujillo would have made it any better, but
no.
He's a pretty good bass player, though, considering.
Yeah.
He played with Ozzy for a while.
Suicidal.
Yeah, that's right. All within my hands, squeeze it in, crush it down. All with my hands, hold it dear, hold it, suffocate.
Okay, here's a good question.
Korn has better lyrics than this.
If you had to just sit there and listen to one album, would you listen to Saint Anger or Super Collider?
Ooh.
Oh man, is ripping my ears off an option at all?
It is.
Can I just
Mauled
jump
by
off?
ravenous wolves,
Can I
maybe?
just jump off a cliff? Or something?
Yeah, something less painful.
That'd be better.
I might have to give this. I might have to give that one to Super Collider, though I hate to say it.
No.
That's saying something because man, it's a losing. Either way, you lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, this album sucks. No matter
But
how you
there's
look at it.
This is miles better, but I still don't, absolutely love it. But Death Magnetic.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate the effort. It is a return to form. This was kind of more true to their roots. It kind of went back to their thrash metal beginnings a little bit. This was kind of probably their heaviest thing since Justice. James Hetfield's vocals are still kind of boring here, but far better than the last few albums. But hey, we had guitar solos. We had some pretty creative riffs. We had some, some great Kirk Hammett moments. Even Lars did fine. I like it. It's good. I don't know. I think this might actually be my 5th favorite next to the first 4.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I still didn't like it.
Like it.
I felt it felt like they were trying though to get back to the roots.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just because this followed Saint Anger and my expectations were so low that I was just glad that it wasn't pure crap. I was like, this is a huge improvement over Saint Anger. Then again, recording somebody going to the bathroom also would be. But I really like All Nightmare Long. I think this is a cool song. And Cyanide, yeah.
I like the guitar work is like classic style.
Yeah, oh yeah. It sounds like Metallica, Again,
but still has his cheesy vocals from Saint Anger.
Yeah, the vocals are definitely take points off, but again, at least it does sound like Metallica overall. They're never going to recapture the magic of the first 3 or even Justice 2 for that matter.
Yeah.
But this one comes close. It's probably the best, the closest we'll ever come. And again, I applaud their efforts. I'm glad that they tried. It was definitely a step in the right direction. So I can't fault it too much because after the bad taste Saint Anger left in our mouths, this was a welcome return to form, or at least a pretty noble attempt.
An attempted a return to form.
Yeah.
Funny enough, you have the Unforgiven 3 on here, but I think the song The Day That Never Comes feels more like an Unforgiven song. Just the way that song.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I think so too.
But good attempt. I like it.
Yeah. I think it's pretty good for what it is.
I give it
the best days are way behind them.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, I think it's just because it follows Saint Anger that I'm just glad that it didn't suck.
Yeah.
Which was,
If his vocals were better, I would probably like it, but his vocals still had that.
Yeah, I just don't think he can.
Kills me.
Yeah, I don't think he can do the really great vocals anymore.
And he lost his. Didn't he lost the vocal cord or something?
I think so, yeah. Overall, I still love Metallica. I think they're still a great band. They've had quite a few missteps along the way, but anytime they release something new, I'll always listen to it. Oh yeah, there's also Hardwired to Self-Destruct. Yeah. I don't own that one. I haven't even really listened to it all the way. I've heard a few songs from it. I like what I've heard. It's nothing too great, but I think what a little I've heard is pretty much on the level of Death Magnetic.
Yeah,
I think
the song is thrash metal.
I think the song "Spit Out the Bone" is the heaviest song on this album.
That's a good song.
But I didn't really care for the cover art. It's just a mashup of their faces.
Man, they loved it too. James Hetfield saying that's the best cover ever done. Or something like that. He's like, I think it's really awesome. I was like, I think it looks kind of stupid.
Yeah. And of course, I got like random Metallica stuff, like the many faces of Metallica or S&M2, or just a bunch of Metallica.
Oh
yeah. Yep. And it's a damn shame, I will say, because as much as I would love a new Metallica album, I know Metallica merchandise has been around over 30 years at this point. But these days, it just seems like Metallica is a brand. Like, we got Metallica boots, we got Metallica shoes, buy this Metallica board game.
Now I
Yeah.
got toilet paper.
Yeah.
It's not quite as bad as Kiss, but yeah, it's but you know, they do put on a hell of a concert. I saw them I saw them with Godsmack several years ago. Like, I think it was sometime in the early 2000s, and they put on a hell of a show for sure. You know, even at their worst, they still put on a damn good concert. You know, they know how to work an audience, and they give the fans what they want.
Yeah.
They always play some of the classics too, which is good. So, you know, but
Yeah.
you definitely expect to hear Inner Sandman. But at least they usually don't play anything from Saint Anger. At least I don't think so. Rightfully so, because nobody wants to hear it.
Nobody wants to hear that.
No.
I love the Big Four DVD. They were good.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
a
that's
great
awesome.
mix of the old classic stuff.
Yeah, it's really cool to see all the bands together too.
For sure.
That was awesome. I wish I could have saw that tour. That'd have been awesome to see all four of them. I hope they do something like that again. I guess they won't now that Slayer's retired, but it'd be cool
Yeah.
if they came out just to do that
Yeah, I would love it.
or something, you know, or at least with with Megadeth. That'd be cool.
Definitely.
And that of course when they do the Am I Evil, I love that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when they all did. Yeah, that was really cool. It's so cool seeing Dave
Just
Mustaine
a
up on
really
stage.
cool. It was a great moment, you know, metal moment, like he says in the.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That made up for the errors for me. It made them like almost cool again
Yeah, I agree.
because they acknowledge in the past and acknowledging their peers, acknowledging their place in thrash metal.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Whereas they always seem to kind of stray away from that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So it's nice to see them acknowledge it, and
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the thrash metal bands kind of did that in the 90s. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that they all kind of did a return to form, more or less.
yeah.
Cool.
Would you say they have a good one left in them, like a good album?
Well, there'll
Well,
probably
they
never
pretty
be
much-
anything quite like their first three, or
Yeah.
even Justice for that matter. But you know, I don't think they'll ever do anything as bad as Saint Anger again. At least I hope not. You know, and that's kind of the best I can hope for.
Yeah.
I could see it, you know, Metallica, new album coming 2031.
Yeah. Yeah, they take a long time to release a new album. It's not like Megadeth that pumps one out like every 5 minutes, you know.
Or Overkill.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, some bands have an album like freaking every year.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like Hatebreed was like that for a while. It was an album like every freaking year almost. Well, but what'd you think about the Hall of Fame that they got? And they were like the first inductee, weren't they? One of the first.
I believe so. Yeah, it would be nice to see, you know, even if Metallica decides this is going to be our final album, I want them to go out with a bang and take a look at what they've done and say, we need to do this and this and bring it heavy.
That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Would be nice.
Yeah.
I just feel like sometimes like they keep tainting their legacy by making more albums. I almost wish they would just stop. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably should have stopped.
You already did the You already did those 4 classics or whatever. That's good enough.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, they had to make up
And you had a
for
big,
Saint Anger, even
huge
if it was just a little
seller.
bit, you know.
Yeah. You know, I will say this. I think Metallica has an album for everyone. They got your thrash metal fans. You got your blues, rocky, hard rock fans, grunge fans. Yeah.
Yeah, some
Yeah,
people
absolutely.
might like.
New
Some
metal
people
fan.
might love. Yeah. But I'll always love them because they made those first 4 albums. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll always be loyal to their old stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it's safe to say their best days are well and behind them.
Long behind. I'll always have Paris. Like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The masterpieces of the olden days.
Damn right.
That just will live forever, you know? People will be playing Ride the Lightning in 50 years from now, probably.
Yeah, I could never get tired of that one.
Of course, sadly, they'll probably still be playing Enter Sandman, too. But
yeah. Any closing thoughts? I think this was a great stream.
Yeah, definitely.
Our longest.
Definitely up.
So we covered a lot of ground. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, covered a lot of ground for sure.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining me, and thank you for everybody who joined our live chat. This has been the Morbid Hour, episode 6 here on the Horror Metal channel. I'm Hellhound.
I'm Orphan88.
I'm Sean Erschen from the Horror Corner.
And we will see you guys next time.
Peace out.
Later.
See you next time, guys. Peace.
All right.
Have a great night.
You too.